game. Okay.
What is it now, Bone Daddy?
Oh my God.
What is it now?
There's gonna be punishment for this. Penalties.
Could you be craving
Okay.
nugget?
Okay, so 2 people are getting permanent disadvantage.
Don't die.
Wow. Mel, please.
Mel, please.
Okay.
Okay.
What the fuck is that?
That's a good way to start.
It's a Namazu.
All right.
A Namazu? I guess I see it.
I see it too. Okay.
Throwing a Namazu.
All right. Okay. So, when last we left off, you were all pursuing. I'm sorry. I'm so off right now. I gotta restart because everyone's giggling. Let me just redo that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. When last we left you, Blue Hearts, you were in the wake of discovering a young child with some uncontrolled magical abilities underneath the streets of Arcadia. You had discovered a young girl named Aria Cross who appeared to have latent magical powers and appeared to, much like Sissel, be of a draconic origin. Having discovered her and having realized that she had, in a freak accident, accidentally killed her parents, you decided to assist her and aid in her evading the military, but unfortunately, much to no one's surprise, really, Verna, who had been taking notes on the whole thing, decided to report the issue to her superiors. While you were waiting for that shoe to drop, you essentially tried to figure out what you could do for Arya, bringing her to your stronghold and determining, where exactly she could go to. You decided first to look into the program that the military was running under Detective Bowles for people with who have discovered new magical powers, determining that that wasn't going to be a good fit because of a lot of your misgivings with the way that the military was running and treating these people. You have then looked into the academy, also seeing that maybe that was a dead end as well, given the fact that Arya essentially murdered her parents and they were not going to allow her to join the academy because of that, most likely. Ultimately, while you were still deciding what you were going to do with it, Detective Bowles paid you a visit, having been given Verna's report, and then made you a deal that in return for the military essentially staying out of the whole situation and not looking to take her in, they would expect you to look after her and to teach her to control her powers. So, having proposed this idea to Arya and still waiting for her reply on the matter, you decided to start pursuing some of the bounties that you were given by Detective Bowles. The first one being a serial killer within Arcadia named Mordrin Saviano. You visited his old hideout, a sort of well-to-do middle-class townhouse in the upper areas of Arcadia. Discovered that it looked to have been magically cleaned. There was not a speck or trace of evidence to be found, but you did discover underneath his building his secret lair. Ended up walking into a trap of his, and then when you try to trick the trap or otherwise disable it, it triggered the fail-safes and almost ended in killing the lot of you, basically. You ended up escaping by the skin of your teeth, and now you find yourselves outside of Arcadia, in the far corners, just sort of having escaped by means of Sissel's wish from the doll. You now are just kind of sitting around in the mud outside of the far corners, contemplating your next move. So that is where we're going to pick up. Maito, you are still actually asleep in the stronghold. You slept in today, so it's almost like 1 p.m. You haven't woken up yet. So we'll get to that, but
Okay.
Mode.
so that's where we pick up.
Okay, so home.
Uh, going to have to think about this a lot more than I thought.
Well, we're
We
alive.
certainly can't run in there without planning.
Okay, so it sounded like he was keeping track of our heart rates somehow. So next time we try that, we can go buy like some, I don't know, goat's legs or something from the shop, the butcher.
Goat's legs.
Something thick and meaty and arm consistency.
Well, he was tracking our heart rate, so we can just jump up and down and, freak out a little bit.
Yeah, that's a good idea. But also, we're going to need something to stick in the holes again.
True.
So I was thinking like goat's legs, cow's legs, something.
I was incredibly confused. I thought you were saying that eating a goat's leg would result in our heart rate increasing.
Oh no,
well, I mean,
sorry.
it might.
Goff has been giving Ellen like the weirdest fucking look for the past 10 to 15 seconds. Like goat's.
Goat's legs.
How would that? What a weird fucking solution to the heart rate. Like, how many goat's legs would you have to eat?
It's very spicy. Spicy goat leg.
Yes, well, it's perhaps carrying some legs.
Yeah.
But we don't. Something tells me not every trap is going to be the same.
No, but that'll take us past the first trap at least.
You want to go back in there?
I mean,
Unless we can
We're
figure
gonna
out another way in. What are you thinking of?
I don't know. It's I don't make torture traps for a living. I don't know. I wouldn't know where to go with this.
Well, he wasn't in the room, or at least he wasn't watching us directly. And I get the feeling that... I mean,
It
that
did
might
seem
have
like
been...
it was something set up and left to run on its own.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, he very much would have noticed you throwing those arms.
Yeah.
Right.
And he couldn't hear us either, otherwise, he might have noticed we were faking it earlier.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we should think about that next time.
Probably.
Can we even get into that room now?
I'm sure it reset itself. Probably.
It's possible.
Well...
Do we know anyone? No.
I mean, we can maybe... Well, I mean, I guess we got all the information we could about what they found at the hideout. Or, wait, did we ask?
Are you asking in or out of character?
I'm asking it in character.
Did we ask?
Did we ask
We
about what they
talked-
found at the hideout?
No.
Ah,
Well, I guess I could go back and talk to Blakemore and...
It would probably be a good idea. They might have some resources we can use. If they want to send anybody down into there, we're probably one of their best bets.
yeah.
Why don't we? Wait. From where we're located, would it be on the way to Blakemore to go to the stronghold?
Yeah.
Okay. Why don't we stop by Snapdragon, see if Maito's awake?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, sounds like a good idea.
Alright.
And well, I won't tell you what to do, Cecil, but just be cautious if you want to bring tackle into another trap room.
Yeah. Oh. This one might be a little more. Yeah.
If we get caught in something else, I can get us out. I don't think we can pull off what what you two did again.
It's true. Okay. Let's get back.
Okay, so you make your way up north through the city back to your stronghold in the Dapper Snapdragon. As you make your way into the stronghold's walls, you see your guards on patrol. You notice over by the garden.
Hello.
Hi, Patty. You notice over by the garden, Moira is already tending to a number of the plants as she is gathering the herbs for the day. Arya is as well in the garden, just sort of watching her, sitting on some of the nearby paving stones. Yeah, you are just another day in the Snapdragon.
Wait, is Verna here?
Verna is not here right now. Verna went off to.
Verna's tattled on us and then went off. Who knows the fuck where?
Yeah, Verna put her report at. I mean, Verna can always be at the stronghold if she wants.
Yeah.
If you want to make it easy on yourself, you could just be there now. I don't care, like to meet up with people.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, so you get back to the stronghold. Just another day at the Snapdragon. Mido, where are you right now?
Mido is still sleeping.
Of course. Okay. So it's about 1 p.m. at this point. Mido's still sleeping.
Maybe we should go wake her up, huh?
Yeah, oh man. She missed out.
That's what you call it.
I
Miss
feel
me
like
out.
I feel like that's what Mido would call it.
Goff just kind of has his hands there, like a what the fuck, like. You
Wait, what would she call it? I didn't hear you.
Missing out?
Yeah.
She missed out on almost certainly dying in a pool of acid.
Yep.
Yeah.
Damn.
Well, that's it's just the stuff we're into. Just kidding.
We are?
I wouldn't want to die
I'm
in a
not.
pool of acid. It's a joke, Goff.
I'm stressed.
Sometimes I like to
stressed, I'm
deflect
Sissel.
stress with humor. Oh my god, Sissel.
What'd you say? I didn't hear it.
I said high stressed, I'm Sissel.
Goff just gives you a look. He does kind of does that look that fucking Michael Scott does, where he's like, "Don't,
Just
don't."
Knifecat.jpg.
Yeah, that's basically that is literally it's those two fucking memes. That's Goff and Sissel. It's the soft don't and the knife cat. That's basically what they are all the time. Sissel's just a turtle knife cat.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, I'm going to go get my doll up.
Okay, I guess we'll wait downstairs for you.
I'll go up to Mido's room.
You can hear snoring.
Through the fucking door? Jesus
Yeah.
Christ.
She's very powerful.
And I knock on the door.
The snoring stops for like a second, so you think you might have woken her up, but then it resumes.
Mido! And I knock again.
What?
Could you get up, please?
Oh. Why?
Did you say oh or no?
No.
Oh, I think you said oh, sorry. Well, we're trying to catch a serial killer. We almost died.
You what? Do you hear like the sound, like? Then you hear like the floor bang. Yeah, and then she opens the door and her hair is like a mess. You almost died and you didn't bring me?
Damn it, Huraith.
Why is it my fault.
Wait, weren't
I'm
you the
not
one who said
there,
that?
but-
Weren't you the one who said that we missed out? She would missed out, or did Sissel say that?
I said that.
Oh, okay, I guess.
Why do I keep fucking getting mixed up? I'm so sorry. Oh my god.
Okay.
I have this problem where I forget who says what all the time. I'm
It's
sorry.
okay, I
It's
did the
the
same
same.
thing.
Damn it, Sissel. I forgot lost because I got fucked up. I don't remember what I was saying. What just happened?
She just opened the door and she said,
Oh.
"You did that? You didn't invite me?"
Well, we didn't think we were going to get trapped in a room with a falling spike wall and a pit of acid.
Oh,
But-
no, man. Don't tell me about what I missed. Hold on. I closed the door and I, like a minute later in full armor. And my
We,
hair's like brushed.
we are thinking about to reapproach. Perhaps you would wish to weigh in. Also, we have a, well, depending on what she decides, a new resident, the Snapdragon, but she may decide to not stay.
Oh, like a dog or something, or like an actual
No.
person.
Like a person,
Oh, okay.
a young girl.
Oh,
Her
okay.
name is Arya. She has manifested some powers of her own that she did not
Oh.
have.
You like a little baby mage?
Yes, she may have killed a couple of people
Oh,
on accident.
okay.
When she was scared, she kind of lost control. So,
I mean, do they deserve it, or?
well, I wouldn't say it to her face, but I believe so. They were going to
She's
sell
probably-
her.
Oh, then she definitely should have done that. Okay. Alright, I already like this.
What?
I walk past Goff and I start walking down the stairs or whatever.
But just give her space. If you see her, she's small and kind of a pale blue. She's been growing scales like Sissel's. Very strange.
Oh, really?
She's the second person I've ever seen with that condition. But if you see her, just do not pressure her. She is struggling and trying to decide what she wants.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I'm chill. I'm cool.
Okay.
And I put my hands on my hips to try and appear relaxed. It doesn't work. It doesn't work at all.
Well, right. Let us regroup, and I'll go back to everyone.
Okay. So you head down the stairs back to the main floor of the tavern where everybody else is gathered. Verna, are you there? Did you decide to show up at the tavern, or? Okay. So, as you're all waiting down there, waiting for Mito and Goff to come back,
She's not a dude.
you see Verna walk into the Snapdragon. So the rest of you see Verna walk into the Snapdragon.
Oh, okay.
Hey.
Hello.
Does she know
Ver-
about?
Sorry, yeah, I was gonna say the same thing. Would she know about how we're
Would she
taking
have
care
been
of Arya?
Yeah, she would have been told. She
Oh, okay.
outranks Bowles.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
Well, she's not technically our ward yet. She's still deciding, but I believe she's doing well, all things considered.
She and Moira seem to have hit it off. Is that what we say?
I think so. They're getting along pretty well, and
She doesn't. I think for good reason. She is untrusting of most. I don't think she fully trusts us yet. I think she might think that we have ulterior motives to offering her shelter. She didn't seem to understand why we would help her. So, giving her time and space. Moira seems to take to her quite well. So I believe as long as Moira has guidance over her, or at least a helping hand, she'll be as comfortable as she can be here.
And that might be true, but she's also living with the only other assuming she's a sorcerer like you, Sissel, she's with the only other one like that, and also the woman who raised her. So, if there's anybody that's going to figure out how to teach her how to control herself, it's probably here.
A fair point. As far as the limit of our understanding, Moira and Sissel, Goff gives the Sissel kind of a weird look, kind of like a disbelief, might be the best place for her.
Besides, it's only the first couple days after, well, she's been through a lot. I want to give her time to adjust.
It was a fun challenge that you've given us by directly telling the military.
We did speak to the academy. They seem to be unsure whether they'd be able to help.
Well,
it's mostly that they take in the intellectual type of caster and not really the scaly, magically altered.
Well, that's fucking rude.
I don't think that was necessarily it. They seemed, if I recall, they seemed to say they could work with unique practitioners of magic.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the whole murder thing.
They said that they would look into this person's background and Arya, whether it was justified or not, or excusable. She killed 2 people.
That is true.
And it sounds as though as the academy, it does not matter if there is circumstances or accidents. It is the fact that it happened, and it seemed very black and white in that decision. So, at least for now, the academy may not be a place for her to go, but perhaps, as Verna said, it could at least be a resource for advice or guidance, but we'll go one step at a time, should she choose to stay. Now, unless we have any other things to ask about, Verna, if you wish to stay with us for some time again, we're trying to investigate this serial killer, Saviano. Is that the name?
I believe so.
Yeah.
We found his old hideout, and we found a secret room underneath, and then we got trapped in one of his meticulous traps.
We made it out, though.
We almost... I thought I had a fairly clever plan, but it did not seem to work. Something about his rooms is strange. And we made it out, but it was not easy. We are thinking about turning to Blakemore, who worked on this, capturing this man before, seeing if there's anything else we can learn.
Yeah, go for it.
Ooh,
Pretty good. Well, Saviano is pretty famous Arcadian history. You know everything that everybody else has already learned about him. Essentially, that a few years back he went on a serial killing spree, and his motives were always to create these elaborate puzzle traps that didn't often seem to have a solution. They seemed specifically designed that someone was going to get killed by them.
Or very injured.
Yes, or very seriously injured. Like his entire idea was to place people in situations where competing individuals or competing groups of people were pitted against one another, and they had to essentially determine whether their own survival was more important than their relationships with other people. Is sort of like his motive, basically. Um, you don't know much about the day he was captured. All you know is that Detective Blakemore was the one who sort of tricked him by posing as his next target, and she had sort of like a locator spell placed upon her so that people could track her down, and they were able to get the police to then assault his hideout and stop him. Blakemore herself was, for the most part, sort of drugged through the whole thing, so she probably wouldn't remember too much. At
Oh
least that's
god,
what
she
the
was
reports say.
drugged? Jeez.
Yeah.
Um, well, found we went to the old place he supposedly lived or worked, and it was meticulously cleaned. There were no. It was very. It felt as though someone had been there recently. There was no dust, nothing in the cupboards, no pictures or mirrors on the walls. Didn't someone just detect a little bit of magical residue?
Yeah. Cecil
Yeah, it was-
detected
Yeah.
prestidigitation.
It was
It had been
prestidigitation
presti-
magic.
Like the whole apartment had been prestidigitated, every square foot.
Oh, how much money did I find again? I don't think I wrote it down.
It was.
Shh.
I wrote it down.
Oh, did you?
thank
Okay,
you,
never
'cause
mind.
I
It was
I just
25 platinum coins.
let's just say I just gave it to Goff.
I think you did.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, did I?
250 gold,
Okay.
25 platinum. Yeah.
Therese found it like hiding in like a fireplace or something.
The old Red Dead Redemption 2 trick.
I knew it.
Uh, and then Ellen found a secret passage in the basement in some kind of torture room.
It was a murder room. There's
Yes, quite unsettling. And then we walked into what was one of his traps, some kind of balancing game. There was a wall, it fell into the middle, and it was meant to. I think he was supposed to have at least one person on each side, and he wanted each person to put one of their arms into this slot to cut their arm or hand off. It's just devilish and cruel. I tried to outsmart it. I used these magic paints to make fake arms, and it seemed as though he couldn't tell that they were fake, but the trap seemed to think they were real, but he said over his vocal projecting mechanism or whatever he was using that something about the heart rate or blood pressure not increasing to match the pain or loss of losing an arm. So something he did not seem to know or see that we were trying to trick him. There's some kind of disconnect with we don't know if it's his these things that were being said were some kind of pre-spoken, recorded, or if it was a one-way communication, how he knows what our bodies are doing internally. It's a lot for me. It's a strange trap. He just detected that we were not aptly harmed. The floor gave way and a large spike ceiling fell down. Sissel and
Below us was
Harath.
acid.
There was a pool of acid, and Harath and Sissel got us out in unconventional means. And Goff just kind of looks at Sissel again.
Sissel just smiles innocently.
So it does match up with. He tries to. It's psychological. He wants to make us sacrifice or suffer, or deliver judgment.
I mean, who doesn't, am I right?
Says
A lot of people.
A lot of people. He said so. Well, yes.
He was tracking our vital signs somehow. Blood pressure and
Your
heart
mind-
rate.
Is there a spell that can do that?
No.
Can I roll anything?
I mean, if you want to know if there's a spell, you can do an Arcana check.
6.
No. Oh no.
A strong number at level 13.
Yeah, unfortunately, you're not really sure if there's any spells that can do that kind of thing.
I'm not
Cure
aware
wounds.
of any magic that can detect vital signs from afar.
And Sissel did have detect magic on.
I did.
You,
I didn't
you
notice
didn't-
anything.
Yeah, there was no magic in that room.
Perhaps after we check in with Blakemore, maybe Walden might know something.
He is more of the.
He is the most adept at
genius.
non-magic phenomena that I am aware of. Is there anyone else that could be working on such devices or things of that nature? Or was it just Walden? Does the military do any work on their own? Could he have taken something the military uses? Asking Taverna, I guess. Well,
It didn't sound like he was actually there.
The
He
whole
just-
room was also metal.
I wouldn't
wasn't-
be surprised if he wasn't there at all. It seemed almost like it was a recording or something that he left behind.
he did not seem to be aware that we were trying. Oh, that we. He was not directly aware, or how do I say this?
He responded to things that were happening like as they happened to the machines. Like he responded to the wall of force being applied to stop the spike wall coming
True.
down. But it definitely didn't seem like he could see us, right?
I spent a fair amount of time using the paints to create a fake. And in that time there was no contact from him, but the moment I put it in, he seemed perplexed as to how the machine or the device registered an arm, but yet our bodies were not reacting with a sense of panic or blood loss. That seemed to be what he was implying, unless he is quite a good liar and is trying to make us think that he is doing something he is not. I believe he was unaware of what we were doing to solve his trap, and merely thought if that something was off, he may as well just try and make it even harder, just to be sure. Well, I suppose that's true.
Do you think it's possible to scry for him?
It's possible.
Very difficult.
That would be very
I
difficult.
imagine that someone this meticulous is likely going to be protected, or either by a spell, or is going to have a very formidable mind. But I can certainly try. I would like to avoid being trapped again. We could.
Agreed.
It wasn't fun.
I believe that our survival, in part due to Horaith and Cecil's intervention, may not be replicable with more people. I believe Horaith was only able to fly as many of us that were there at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So if we try to replicate the trap, we'd have to have a plan.
Well, I got nothing.
Perhaps before we start making bigger choices, we check in with Blakemore and maybe once again bother Walden. See if he has any idea what kind of means this person is using.
Agreed. Do you think it would help if you were to maybe scry on the oh god, sorry, brain.
The man?
Yeah, scry on the man while in his house, like not in the danger death trap portion, just.
I don't think, DM, I don't think that's... Being in the house wouldn't change anything.
No, it wouldn't.
Right.
The
So
only
scrying
things
on
that
him...
would-
I would need to have a physical object that belongs to him.
Yes. A possession or a body part.
Oh yeah,
Which-
that's why we were wanting to talk to Blakemore to see if they had any.
Yeah, we could
evidence.
ask her if we have any
I
evidence.
suppose that money is a little too impersonal, huh?
Yeah.
I mean, you could try, but we don't know.
Probably not very close
well,
to him.
Being in the house wouldn't help anything, but perhaps Blakemore could get us something that belonged to him. That might help. We know his name. We know there was a picture of him, right?
Yeah, you were given
know what he
sort of like
looks
the
like.
wanted poster. He looks like a very handsome elven man.
And if we had something that belonged to him, it would increase the chances of success. Assuming he's not in an anti-magic room or some other sort of device.
Yeah.
It would make it easier to try. It would impair my ability since I haven't met him in person, but all other things would help.
having a likeness definitely makes it easier, but having a possession is better.
True.
I mean, Sissel just uses her brooch to do it, so I don't actually know
The
that
components. The components only matter if you don't have your own spell focus.
Okay.
There are
Unless
some
it says that it consumes.
It doesn't consent.
Okay.
like I need like a bunch of diamonds for something my like resurrect my
Yeah,
raise dead and
if
shit,
the spell says that the spell consumes the components, you need those. But otherwise, you're able to cast anything as long as you have a spell focus.
Yeah.
Goff's whole body's a spell focus because he's covered in it.
He's the spell focus.
I accidentally made my character broken without meaning to, and now
This is
he's
fine.
just got it on him all the time.
It's a good thing you didn't put your arm in that device.
No, yeah.
Whoa.
I wasn't gonna do it.
I don't think any of us were.
I mean, Goff could regenerate you.
I mean, I was thinking about that. I was like, I could
With the
regenerate
psychological scars.
anyone. No, it would be fucked up.
It would be
really
super.
like.
It would,
I
like,
was like,
Sissel
You would have
will do
phantom
a-
limb with a real limb. That would be really
Oh,
weird.
that'd be fucked up.
Bring back my wife. That's my wife.
Why?
Yes. Why don't we see if Blakemore could offer us any sort of guidance with that, and then move from there. Whenever we're all ready.
I'm ready when you are.
I am not one for criminal hunting, but I am so perplexed by this. I suppose I feel motivated to solve this puzzle.
I really just want to get the one up on him, personally
I
speaking.
do too. I believe that though our methods may differ, I think you and I share that now. I want to outsmart this man. I'm not much for cunning.
Well,
So
I
don't
have
really
a few ideas about some things that we could do, but it depends on how sophisticated whatever it is he's using to track our reactions is. I might be able to track it.
Hmm.
Well, let's head to Blakemore's then.
Yeah, didn't we just see her earlier today, or was that
That was the
yesterday?
previous day.
Okay? Let's see. We're just like when did we last see Walden? The previous day or before that?
Today.
Not today. All right. I just want to make sure that we're not like.
Today. No, you
I want to
saw
make sure that
them.
we're not like just showing up like, hey, 2 hours later, hey, we're back.
Hey.
Hey, we're
completely
back. We
different
almost
reason.
died.
Hey.
No, you saw them the previous day. So where are you going? You're going to Blakemore?
Mm-hmm.
I think so.
And
Okay,
before I
so-
go, I'm gonna pat Tackle on the head and I scratch under his chin. I go, you should probably stay behind before we go out again. I know. I'll be back soon, okay? Please get along with people. Please say hello to Arya if you see her. Be nice to her. Okay? Be a good boy.
Just sort of wanders off and he finds a nice sunspot to lie down in.
Aww.
Okay, that's fine.
What a cute monstrosity.
I know.
What kind of meat does Tackle like? Does he eat meat?
I taught him to
Yes, he
hunt deer.
does.
Yeah, he does.
It's a lot,
What
probably.
does he
He
eat?
eats a whole deer.
Yeah.
What kind of meat does Sissel regularly? What kind of
Sissel
meat
has
does
gone hunting with him in the forest in game
Well, no,
before. They hunted the
right.
deer.
what kind of thing?
Sistel has to have an arrangement with a local butcher to just supply him a cow every
What
day.
is what would be a treat for Tackle?
Bacon biscuits.
A
Bacon
like a snack?
Displacer
Goff,
nip.
what could I bring Tackle to make him happy?
A small rabbit.
Well, that's gonna be harder to get.
Is there like displacer
Oh.
beast catnip?
No.
Displacer nip.
Literally
Displacer
the only
grass.
domesticated displacer beast in the world.
that we know of. We don't know what they got on those other continents.
That's true.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, so what are you doing? You're gonna go to Blakemore?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, so you head on over to the civic district. make your way toward the Parliament building, under the assumption that perhaps she's probably still in hearings.
Oh,
It,
right.
it
She's
is
like,
a little after lunchtime. You actually still see her kind of sitting out in the square, just sort of having a lunch, like a wrapped lunch. And she's like kind of eating a sandwich.
Damn it.
She's sort of focusing on that, and then she sees you wander up because Goff is a very big obvious sign of you guys coming.
Yep.
And she just sort of waves to you.
Hello.
we approach.
Hi, what's up? What are you doing here?
So we just came out of his old house.
Saviano?
Yes.
Hmm.
Looks like it's operational again.
Are
That's
you all
strange.
aware of the invisible wall in the basement?
Oh yeah, we're aware of that place. But the last time we checked, all the traps were disabled.
Well, they're
Well-
all back up and running. And his
Yes.
voice is filtering through again.
Let me guess, you stumbled on his little wall trap puzzle.
We sure did.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
We weren't
Well-
quite able to trick it, and he tried to dump us into acid.
I mean, when we dealt with it, we just blew it up.
That's
Wall?
Yeah, why not? I mean, it's just metal.
How did he reform it?
I don't know.
Do you know if he was in the same
That's a
building?
good question now, because that thing was in a state of disrepair before we investigated it recently.
It hasn't. How much time has it been again? It's been a few months, hadn't it?
It's been about 3 months since the escapes.
When was
Certainly
the
had
last?
time to repair it if you needed it.
Well, that should have been the first tip-off that he's back, but we definitely didn't see him there, and the stuff definitely wasn't
Oh,
activated.
by the way, you probably should know. That place has been magically scrubbed.
We did find as much when we went there.
Has
Okay.
there,
Probably
is there any,
preventing him sort of scrying because he doesn't want anyone to get a hold of his, locks of hair or eyelashes or whatever.
Well,
is there any difference in decorations in the main part of the house from now and when you investigated earlier? Is anything
Yeah.
missing or?
You mean the whole lack of any mirrors or
Signs.
I
photographs or
was
any of that
just
stuff?
wondering if it was like that originally or.
Yeah,
if
it was
you,
like that originally. That guy's a weirdo.
Okay.
He didn't
Well-
happen to have anything that he kept while he was in prison.
You're asking if there are any personal effects? We do
Like,
have his
even like
we do have his suit from when we took him in.
that
and
might work.
There
have you
might be
tried?
some kind of pendant or something on the suit that might
Have you
lead us to him.
have you had someone try to scry on his suit since he has escaped?
Unfortunately, not really. The military has kind of taken over everything.
Mm.
We've been kind of busy with the whole corruption scandal.
Yeah.
Yes.
So would the military have the suit now?
No, it would still be in the evidence locker, but the military's taken over the precinct, so you
Oh,
might have to go
okay.
speak with them. I see you've already got somebody with you. They could probably just let you through the.
Yeah.
That would be good.
Well, if she so chooses, we came to you to let you know, and to see if we could find an object. I wish to try to locate him. We've seen what he looks like, and an object would help. Did you when you went after him before? Did he use some kind of vital detection, some kind of spell or device to know the people in his room how their bodies were reacting to panic or pain?
He has some sort of mechanism behind those walls that can detect that kind of thing. Yeah.
Did you collect any pieces of it? Something to...
No, most of it was wrecked from when we blew it to pieces.
Do you know where he gets that sort of device from?
No clue, but the military could have that kind of technology. Crankshaft could have that kind of technology.
Is that something
Suppose.
that would really surprise me to know of Crankshaft?
No, I mean there's some very
I mean, they had those big rooms full of crazy shit.
Yeah.
Oh well, yes, we were quite so. And does it reflect with your evidence in the past that he doesn't know exactly what you're doing in those rooms, just that you're in there, and
well,
you're...
he can definitely watch you through. He does have a camera system or a scrying system to watch.
Really? I didn't see anything like that.
They're mechanical.
I don't think we saw anything in that room.
We definitely did some weird shit in there that he would have gotten
How
upset
closely
about.
did you look
Thought we were all. Well,
Yeah, I think
Are
we
you
were
asking
all
in
looking
character,
for-
or is it...
in character?
Well,
Did you just look for magic, or did you actually?
what...
Because the walls, if you actually check the walls, there's little tiny sensors all over those walls.
Sensors, yes, but I don't remember seeing anything visual.
Well, the thing is that the way he's the vocal aspect, him speaking, it's not a recorded thing. That's him actively doing so.
Could have a recording. I don't know. But when I was captured, there was definitely an element that he could see it and respond to the officers who were trying to rescue me.
He seemed to not know that when I tried to fool his trap with some fake body parts, so to speak, he didn't seem to notice I was doing it.
Well,
Or he was very good at deceiving me and pretending that he did.
he can definitely, from his little inner sanctum, he can definitely see it. So if he didn't seem like he knew what you were doing, it's possible he's not even there.
but
All
if
the
he's
more
not
reason
there
to
and he,
get our hands on that suit, then.
if he's not there and he turned all the traps on, I feel like there might be something down there at the bottom that he's trying to protect. Or he's just doing this for shits and giggles. I'm not sure.
That's a good point. He could just be doing it to mess with people. He does love it. The whole place isn't really that big underground, so
What was when you went in before? What was beyond the door in that first room?
just a couple more hallways and then his inner sanctum.
What was in there?
It's just where he made his plans, where he observed his trap room.
About how
Wasn't
far
high.
underground would you say the inner sanctum is from the surface, do you think?
It's hard to tell. I'm not really good with spatial things.
Yeah, fair.
It's not that much farther. You know, I can just teleport there through the room.
But only you and someone else.
And if we're in his trap room again, then it might...
I can just completely bypass the trap room. It's not 500 feet. Right through.
It's not. And he might have some way of turning it off. He obviously doesn't go through with the trap activated if he ever comes in. Or he
He
might
said
have some other
that's-
way in.
He said that there was some sort of countermeasure against people escaping through magic, but the only threat he had against that was killing the other people in the room with what I assume was the acid and spikes. So if nobody's in there, he doesn't have any way to harm anybody.
cuts off his hands every day.
Every day I break my arms, and every day I break my legs.
My skin is made of paper.
I was born of glass bones and paper skin. Every day I chop off my hands to get into
hate
my inner
this.
sanctum.
Sorry.
Does the police or anybody else, military, have any like plans drawn for exactly what the architecture is like beyond there?
Should be in the evidence locker, yeah.
Oh.
If I could just get to look at it, that would help me.
She nods over at Verna again. Hey, you seem to have a key to it, so.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Thank you for taking the time to help us. Hopefully we won't die on the second attempt.
Yeah, that'd
Didn't
be
die
bad.
on the first one.
We did not.
Goff, I'm just imagining Goff like side-eyeing some male as he said that.
I'm not imagining. I don't think Sissel's carrying around the doll all the time. That was-
She's
I
always
know.
He's in her bag.
No, I mean like out,
you
out in
just
the
see
open.
him like you just see his eyes poking through.
No, I just imagine like I meant like having him like.
As you're all looking at Sissel, your first thought is, Sissel, why are you carrying the doll?
Sissel,
And Sissel, you look down at your hand, and Samael is just in your hand.
Yep.
That'd be so fucked up.
Sissel.
Cecil just smiles and puts
Wait.
him back in the bag and goes, "Well, we're going to talk."
Wait, was that an
later."
actual thing or was that a joke?
That was an actual thing.
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Shouldn't Sissel like roll a check to see if
Nope.
she even remembers doing that? What
Nope.
the fuck? I thought you were joking. Okay,
Nope.
my bad.
Do I joke?
Yes, you
joke,
do.
One day Falca's gonna reveal what Samael looks like, and it's just a Sans Undertale.
But it
Sissel,
Hmm.
why are you holding that?
Well, he kind of does this. I'm just gonna put him back in the bag.
He does this.
Are you not worried about that?
No.
What do
It's
you
a cool
mean?
doll.
No.
That's the demon doll, right?
He's a devil.
The devil.
Oh, sorry.
Maybe we shouldn't be speaking about this here.
That's an inside joke. Don't worry about it.
Clark just has his face in his hands.
Let's go see that evidence locker.
Let's see the
Yeah, let's
evidence
go.
locker.
Okay. So you head on over.
Did we just have that entire conversation in front of me?
Yes.
Yes, we did.
Oh, yeah, that's a
God.
It's a funny joke. Haha.
Funny joke.
Joke.
Sure.
How do they?
She just goes back to eating her sandwich. So you head on over to the precinct where the city guard was formerly stationed out of. This time around, it is completely manned by low-ranking military with a couple of officers in charge.
No.
Paperwork.
Yeah, of course, Verna would have you do the paperwork. Verna can do the paperwork.
I don't know why you're asking Goff to do
Forms in
paperwork.
triplicate.
So you make your way there. You push past the front door. They see that Verna is with you, so they just sort of make way, and they you step out into like the bullpen. What do you wish to do?
So let's look at the evidence specifically for this lab.
This text is so tiny
Huh?
on this paperwork.
Oh yeah, you're filling it out. Okay, so you head on over to the evidence locker. There's a dwarven officer stationed there. Seems to be sort of like a captain rank. And he is filling out some paperwork when you approach. And he sees Verna immediately, and he gets to his feet and he salutes. Hi, ma'am. Are you here to inspect? He looks over all the rest of you, like, quizzically. He drops the formalities. Oh, absolutely. What are you looking for? Do you have a name? He starts kind of looking over like some of the paperwork that he has. Oh, yes, Saviano. Hold on, let me get his effects. And he starts checking over like some of the manifest and looks for like where specifically it is. Then he heads back and he pulls out a big drawer, and then he brings it back, and You see in this drawer that he's pulled out, you see a neatly folded blue pinstripe suit with some very elegant-looking gold cufflinks. There is a small dagger, a little pistol. There's also a what looks to be a drawn blueprint of his hideout, as well as various information on newspaper clippings and stuff on his various victims.
Ooh.
Pardon me, sir. Of these items, does your information point to any particular one that would be the most closely, like with this knife or gun?
Well, they're all his effects.
Was there one that he used more often, or was that not information you know?
These are all things we found on him when we took him in. Verna, you're poring over the suit, and you're just not able to mistake anything here. It's just Ellen.
Yeah.
Ellen with the colon face.
She's like,
This is-
I'm gonna find some shit. She just looks
This is
at
like when you do like a thing in a game, it just says it's a suit.
it. She just stares at the fabric for a couple seconds, and she's like, right. Well, Ellen, why don't you take a look at it?
All right. I'm gonna check for like. Could there be like hair strands?
Yeah, go for it.
clippings?
Give me an investigation check. Wow. Making a
Investigation
dice.
is 17 plus. Oh god.
God damn it, Mel. You have such loaded dice. It's so
I get
ridiculous.
advantage.
Nonetheless,
17 plus
15.
15 or 14? Yeah, let me double check.
I think it's a. Oh no, right. It's investigation.
It's a 14, because intelligence is plus
Right,
4.
right. So it's a 31. Yeah. Okay. You pour over the suit, and near the collar, you do see what look to be a few strands of hair. You also notice that the cufflinks themselves are the exterior of them seem to have had some kind of intricate pattern, but it looks like the middle has been kind of worn away, as if maybe Saviano has had like sort of like a compulsion to sort of like
Love them.
rub them. Yeah.
Oh, goldfish.
Fuck off.
So this is the part where Falcon introduces that there's fucking Nazis in this game.
No, there are no Nazis in my game.
Thank God.
They're enough in
Real bad,
life.
dude.
I don't...
Hold on,
Alright.
let me.
I'm just gonna be like, Dolph, this should do nicely. And I'm gonna be like, there's hair here, and he looks like he was particularly attached to these cufflinks. They're fairly worn in.
How do you wear in a cufflink?
Rub it a lot, it looks like, and I show them.
Okay.
Can I look through the papers and see if I can find like? Did you say they had like the designs of the rooms and?
Yeah,
stuff
there's
that?
like a blueprint that it looks like maybe somebody who was on the case drew.
Okay.
Does it look like there's a second entrance?
It does not. It looks like it's sort of a dead end scenario. He was ready to just basically take as many people with him as he could.
So yeah, so there's just like this one room and then a hallway beyond it, and then wherever he was hiding out
Yeah.
beyond that.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm just gonna kind of commit the design of it to memory, so I have a more educated idea of where I might be going if I teleport later.
Okay.
So based on the scrying spell,
Okay.
we've heard of the target. We
Yep.
haven't met him. So
Correct.
he has a +5.
Right.
But-
But then you also get like a -10 because you have a body part and a -4 because it's possession of guard.
So does that add together, or do we use the one that has the
You
most
add that.
minus? So he would have a -14,
-11.
-11.
Mhm.
Okay, that's pretty dope.
That's pretty dope.
I mean, don't get much better in this
Yeah.
situation. I mean, it's literally as good as it can be.
Yeah.
We also have a lightness, so wouldn't it be a -2 as well?
Yeah.
So it's a -13.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucked up. I didn't know they added together. I thought I just took the one that
Oh
had
wow,
the most.
yeah, I didn't know they stacked.
That's crazy. Stacking scrying effects. All
I
right.
think they stack. I might be doing it wrong, but whatever.
mean,
I don't care.
I don't think it
Who gives a
specifies.
shit?
I think it's just the DM decides.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cool. So you're gonna cast scrying on this guy?
Oh,
Goth,
What?
do you have enough?
I think it's as much as I can possibly have. We have the picture of him, right?
Yeah.
And I'll collect that and the hair and the cufflinks and set them all in front of me. Let me double check. Scrying is a 5th level spell,
Yes.
so that's the 7 spell points. Okay. I will. Oh, fuck. I'm clicking all the wrong buttons. All right, I will set down all this stuff in front of me, and I will begin attempting to cast Scry on Saviano.
Okay. So you sit down, find an open space to practice your to cast your scrying ability, and you sit with all these effects and focus and close your eyes, and your tattoos light up one by one as the magic begins to take hold of you over the course of 10 minutes. At the end of those 10 minutes, as the magic triggers, kind of squint and kind of scrunch up your nose a little bit. Nothing seems to happen.
How does it feel?
It feels like
Blocked?
possible.
After waiting probably like an extra 10 seconds, just Goss has his eyes closed. He's just like, well, that didn't work.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Nothing happened. I didn't even have a brief moment. It just didn't happen.
Do you think it was
Huh.
blocked?
Possibly.
There are magical items that can block things like that.
And
Don't die now.
spells, probably.
Yes.
Right?
He really
I
doesn't
figured
want
it
to
was-
be found this way.
What'd you say?
He just really doesn't want to be found this way. He's aware that people could use magic.
Yes, it's-
to-
It was probably too hopeful for me to think this would work, but
Wouldn't that be easy?
we had to try. Well, we'll have to
It's
think
okay.
about this.
More murder mystery for us then.
Yes, it is back to you all do better than I. Suppose next we have to perhaps see if the military has any idea about this technology that Saviano uses. Maybe Walden, probably not, but
Well, that's
some
worth
way
a
to
shot.
thwart it or work around it. Or if all else fails,
Explosives.
perhaps, well,
Explosives.
Explosives.
that could
Prefer
work.
not to explosive before in there. That
But
didn't work very well, did it?
Yeah, let's wait
Alan?
till we're outside.
Horaith, you have seen
Mhm.
these plans. Perhaps you could find a way in to disable this trap and we could find something else. Though I imagine with all of the cleaning this man does, perhaps there'll be nothing to find in that room.
I mean, if he's aware that people can use magic to bypass the trap and try to make a way around it, there might be other
He may have made-
safeguards put in
He
place.
may have made the room his old, what did you call it, inner sanctum. Maybe that is a trap as well now.
In the hallway, who knows?
Everything is trapped.
Everything is traps. I think it's a good idea. It's probably a safe bet. But also,
Vernon is right. And I don't want to take advantage of your generosity, but if there is any way you could ask someone I don't know much about military. If there's a group of people that makes these sorts of things, if there's someone you know,
I
you could
think
ask.
that the military contracts everything to the technological things to Walden, don't they?
At this
I have
point,
no,
yeah.
I have no idea. I don't know how all this works. If that's true, then I suppose we'll just go straight to him.
They got a lot of their most advanced technology from Walden at this point. They have internal people that develop stuff on a regular basis, but a lot of them,
But they're
like
not as good as
even the firearms are like based off of Walden Innovations designs from way back in the day. So
It's just that good.
yeah, I mean,
He's just
The
that
Waldens
good.
were the ones who created firearms. So
Well, it was worth a try here, but unfortunately, no fruit has been born. I'll hand the stuff back over to the guy. I don't know if he said his name or not, but thank you for your help. And I guess stand up and, well, we're ready to check in with him, see if we can find another lead.
okay, so where are you heading?
Wallens?
Okay, so you make your way back out of the precinct and across the city proper, out to the far corners, up to Walden Innovations factories, into the main workshop where Walden is hard at work developing new, uh, interesting devices all the time. Uh, you find him sort of tinkering a little bit with Bode, trying to install some thrusters on him. Uh, so as you come in, he's just sort of deep in the inner workings of this mechanical contraption and not really paying attention to anybody else.
Hello up there.
You just hear a clang as he smacks his head on the top.
Oh
No! You killed him!
Oh, damn it all. Yes,
I don't
sorry,
think the
my
I don't think
vision's
the,
a little out of focus at the moment.
I don't think the cat is very aerodynamic.
Oh, he'll be fine.
So we
what
might
can I
have
do for
some
you?
questions for you about some strange things we ran into technology-wise.
No?
We've been looking into this escaped killer that used to put people in these puzzle box rooms.
Ah, yes, I seem to
Um,
remember that one from a few years ago.
He seems to have the ability to monitor the people in there, their vitals, their heart rates, things like this, and it didn't seem magical. Do you have any idea how accurate, how in depth these sorts of things might be if they can be tricked?
Uh, they they rely on if they're what I think they are, they 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 most likely rely on uh things such as um, ambient temperature or displacement in the room. Trying to think. If I recall this serial killer from a few years ago, his traps were fairly advanced, and my understanding is he stole a lot of technology from uh, the warehouses that were stocked by Crankshaft Hold,
Mm,
um, which in turn were uh, based off of a lot of my father's designs. Um, there is a way to trick them, though, if I recall. Do you have any means of changing temperatures in a space, either making it very cold or very hot?
Changing
Well,
temperatures.
I
Mm.
don't particularly have a way to. See, my idea was I can do this, and I'll cast Major Image, and I'll make a copy of myself. Um, and this is this isn't a simple illusion that a young caster might be able to use. I'm actually able to sound, heat. Wait, let me look at the fucking spell again. I just looked at this. Sound, smells, temperature. I'm able to affect. The only thing I can't affect is it physically being there. So
That might be a problem. The heat might work, but my understanding is that there are some sensors that are used. You see, this technology was originally designed for prisoner cells. Um, the military and the local guard wanted a cheaper solutions to using uh, magic, because magic can be expensive, especially magic designed to keep people in one place. Um, so these sensors were designed to detect whether there was an excess of matter in a particular space. It could detect if, uh, you know, based upon the amount of uh, air, for example, in an area, if there was more air displaced by more people being in a certain location, or less if people left it. If your illusion can't physically be there, it's likely that it won't even register it. But you may be able to trick it with the heat.
Can't you
The
hit?
idea, though, is... I'm sorry, go on.
Oh no,
Dear.
I was just talking to Hiroit. Can't you hit metal?
not anymore.
Oh.
Don't know why.
No.
I gave up that spell because I wasn't using it.
Uh-oh.
It's
Uh-oh.
always the
There are
one.
much cooler things I can do now, okay?
It's true. I'm not judging.
Worst case scenario, you could always just destroy them.
Yeah.
But
Well,
if you use intense heat or intense cold, you can scramble the sensors and make them incapable of working.
Oh,
I don't-
Cecil, don't you have, like, cold stuff?
Does my sunblade give off heat? I know it gives off light.
It gives off light. It does not give off
Okay.
heat.
Alright.
I imagine that breaking them is a solution, but I don't know if there's time. And I imagine if this man is somehow aware of this, you would just trigger his traps anyway. If he is monitoring us, and we break them means of doing so, he would likely just bring down his hardest hitting obstacle on us as a punishment.
Well, we could always do what the city god did and just explode it.
I don't know if your arrows can do that much. We might...
No, not my arrows.
I do have a fireball.
Yeah, Maito does have the sword.
TM
Yes.
Aid. I'm pretty sure that as a cleric, I have access to no spell that can really manipulate temperature. But do you know of anything off the top of your head that I'm not seeing?
I don't know.
I have shit that like makes. I have something that can like make fire, but like that's.
Not
That's
at your
more than what
level.
I
You
can
don't
do.
have access to it. I don't.
I have
think.
access to Firestorm.
Oh, Firestorm. Yeah, Firestorm would do it probably.
But it's a 7th level spell just for creating heat, so that's probably not. Like I'd rather have that.
Also, if we did that in a small room, it would probably hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, you don't have to be in the room.
But there would. But-
I think it probably wouldn't activate if it didn't sense anybody in there.
You don't know.
Funimate. I mean, Funimate might be onto something. While we were able to use magic, in a manner of speaking, to get out, it seems he has a lot of thought put into preventing magic users from working around his system. Now, when he was tricked before, he was Blakemore used herself as bait. But that won't work again. Seems he is a very, very careful person. So if we're not brute forcing, we'd have to think of a way of outsmarting him. But I'm not very good at that. I'm not a puzzle master.
Brute forcing.
Fuck you, Tom.
I wasn't trying to be funny, but I'm glad that you enjoyed it.
Well, I was just thinking of the puzzle.
I know.
master when you
I'm
were-
a
Puzzle
puzzle
master.
Puzzle master.
Puzzle master. Me playing Celeste the entire time.
Now, it says Major Image says you can't create sufficient heat or cold to cause damage. Is scrambling the sensors technically damage in this situation?
No.
Okay.
You're not damaged. You're not physically damaging. You're not like it's not like a cone of cold
It's
or
just,
a fireball.
yeah,
it's
just
like
confusing it.
yes.
Okay. All right. Well, if it's just sensing the overall temperature, I might be able to fool it because if I major image not necessarily a person, I can do so for a big bonfire or something. It would still feel hot. So that might be one half of the room, but well, if it's big enough, maybe it could be all the room. I'm not sure. We'd have to kind of find where the sensors are on the wall.
Yeah, that would be the
What?
first thing.
The room wasn't large enough for would be large enough to cover in the span of a single fireball. Was
It was 25 by 25. So
no, not
that would
that
be-
big.
that would be enough because fireball's a 15-foot radius.
15 foot. Yeah.
Wait, isn't it 20?
Or 20 foot. I don't remember. It's big enough.
It's
Radius is from end to end.
No, radius is from center to end.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I always fucking
Diameter
mix
is
up
the full
diameter
way.
radius.
Yeah, radius is half a diameter.
Oh, is it? Am I thinking of?
You're thinking of diameter.
Diameter is di means 2, so it's 2 radii.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it's a 20
So
foot
it's,
radius.
It's
That's a
20 foot
whole
radius,
damn
40
room.
foot diameter. So it's
Oh yeah,
So-
that's big.
So
Get big.
so just
Get
fireball it. So
I thought
Launch
fireball.
a fireball in there. It'll
Wait.
be fine.
I thought. Wait. Fireball. I thought fireball had a different size.
nope.
No,
it
it's.
doesn't.
I'm looking at it right now. It's 20 foot radius.
circumference is 2 pi r.
Oh.
Thanks, Mel.
Thanks.
Patty ass.
What's the circumference of a fireball?
I'm not. I can't fucking
Don't
do
you dare
math.
say the word radiant to
Don't
me.
fucking radians. This is
Um,
shit.
Okay. So when we went into the trap room before,
Mhm.
Alk, what? Do we immediately get locked in, or do we have to hit
No.
something before it happens?
You got locked in as soon as Ellen
Someone tried
to
the
open one
door?
of the doors. Yeah.
Right. Okay.
But you're not sure if that was the triggering mechanism. That just seemed to be when it triggered.
Let's break it. I am.
Going into this room is a gamble. We don't
The
know.
door,
if
the
he's-
door into the room, by the way, was open. It wasn't like it was closed or anything.
Yeah.
You could see right into the room without stepping inside.
Right.
Of it.
Oh shit.
We
I
have
forgot
to. We don't know if he can see what we're doing or not. If it's recorded. If we have to, a lot of what we're doing has to assume that he can't see what we're doing. We go in and try to fool his arm-cutting trap, and then also try to scramble these sensors, as you called them, into thinking that. I just am not sure how this is going to work. I don't think people explode into a ball of flame or otherwise when they have their arm cut off. I don't know if it would.
No,
Also, 1 second. I'm gonna very belatedly roll for Staff of Power charges because I forgot to do so at dawn. Okay.
Oh my god, sorry. What were we talking about?
How to trick this room.
Oh right, the heat wasn't to destroy the senses. It's to to make them freak out. And
Well, if it's a fireball, it might very well destroy them.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
pretty spicy.
It is pretty spicy.
We're talking in front of Walden right now, right? Like, didn't
Yeah.
he?
He's still there.
He said this would just scramble them; it wouldn't destroy them.
Intense heat or cold would scramble them. You don't know. I mean,
Walden,
fireball is destructive.
would someone monitoring these things know that they're being scrambled, or will they just appear to be?
If he was actively
Normal.
monitoring it,
if
then
someone was actively monitoring and had some means of seeing into the room, then yes, they would know that it was scrambled.
But if they couldn't visually see, would they know?
They would know that something was wrong with the sensors, yes. But the sensors are mostly an automated mechanism. They're not designed for manual oversight. They're designed specifically because they don't want people watching at all times. So if you're dealing with sensors, they're likely some sort of automated trap.
Okay.
I get the impression that if we were to interfere with any of this man's devices, he will immediately just open his floor again and cause us to fall into there.
well, we don't have to
sequence.
be in the room.
We don't have to be in the room, yeah. We can just have Sissel toss the fireball in from outside, have them fix the sensors, watch him freak out a bit. Maybe it'll make him come out to fix it.
That seems too easy.
It does. But then, after everything's said and done, we can waltz through the room, wait a bit, waltz through the room once he resets everything.
Assuming he ever
Would
does.
these sensors be permanently turned off or scrambled, or would it only last as long as the heat is there?
Are you asking this of Walden?
Yeah.
The intense heat or cold should scramble the sensors for a sufficient period of time, likely in the realm of about 5 minutes.
Okay. We can work with a 5-minute.
That's assuming he doesn't immediately just open up the floor and bring down
Well,
the
if he
ceiling.
does, then we won't go in. And if he doesn't, we can rush to the flames and open the doors.
Or wouldn't we have to?
They weren't really slots. It was more like
It is meant to detect.
the walls
Candle.
looked
Is meant-
almost flat.
I just put a bunch
Oh,
of ranch
the
powder in my
armhole.
mouth, and it was a really
That's
bad
for.
idea.
It only seems to work for flesh and blood. We tried putting other objects in, and it did not.
I tried
Try to
putting
put
a cucumber in there, and
Not
it didn't
big
really work.
Yeah.
It has
the
to be as
cucumber the
big as
size
an
of an
arm. No, it has to be, unless it was like that zucchini that my supervisor gave me
My God.
back in August. But we don't have any.
Yeah. Oh, I was honestly just thinking we'll just buy some cow's legs from a butcher.
What is up with you and
those.
legs of four-legged creatures?
They're limbs that they'll be thick enough to go into the holes.
Yeah, but it won't.
Why not?
It won't matter anyway if our heart rates aren't working.
No, that's true.
I mean, if you
Well.
really want the leg, I guess.
Hey,
we-
Hal.
Hey!
Hey. What?
No, don't worry about it.
What's happening?
Soft. And tagged me.
So,
Oh, no.
I'm.
Okay.
Forgive me, I'm struggling to understand how this could work. So, we wait outside. Cecil throws in a ball of fire, or acid, or what have you. And we scramble these sensors in the walls.
Mm-hmm.
Won't we also need to put some kind of fake arm into
No.
these slots to open the door?
I mean, if the sensors don't work, then They wouldn't.
Sorry.
Isn't the cutting of this arm supposedly the key that opens the door?
Well,
No,
the
the doors were
sensors.
open already. That was the point. Last time around, he said the doors were already open.
Yeah. If the
Anybody could have
sensors.
left at any time. It's just that the other side would have been.
Oh.
Yeah. If the sensors don't know they're there in the first place, then they can't bring up the traps.
That's true. That's true.
Walden, how confident are you in the sensors being scrambled?
Well, I wouldn't know unless I actually saw them myself. I'm just going based upon my own knowledge
I
of
wouldn't
what they
want.
might sound like. I honestly
Uh,
haven't followed the technology in quite some time. Crankshaft has a handle on that. I don't really deal in it.
The sorry. The trap, the wall actually came down, I remember, when I opened the door on the other end. But if they can't tell how many people are in the room, then yeah, it sounds like a good idea. Right?
Seems like a plan to me.
Let's. Alright.
I am just
Just-
worried that he's going to be one step ahead of us no matter what we do, but
I
it's
mean,
something.
yeah, there's not much that we can do otherwise. And I suppose let's not. Yeah, let's just go with this for now. And if it doesn't work,
Walden, as well, if there was any sort of scrying technology created into a device in these walls or some kind of way of seeing people, what sort of way would he also interfere with these, or would we have to do something else?
No, unfortunately, if there's any sort of mechanical way of viewing the room, then if anybody was actually watching on the other side, then they would see everything.
Very well. Perhaps there's some way we could obscure the room. Didn't you get some kind of bottle that creates smoke?
Didn't we?
Or someone, did Ellen have it?
Ina had it.
Oh, was that Ina?
I know
No, you
Ina.
picked up the bottle. You picked up a bottle yourselves, didn't you?
Oh, we did.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think we did.
Bottle?
Ever smoking bottle. Oh,
Yeah.
Haraith has it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have it, I think.
Okay, I know I had one in Ina's inventory. I was like, what?
God, I didn't
Whoa.
even write that down. I'm not ready to do that.
That's what happens when I give you guys too many spell or items. You just
That's
forget
why
about
I'm the one who keeps track of who's holding what.
Okay, I wrote it down.
I keep track of my inventory.
I also skin inventory.
Well,
Wish you were in chat
I
the other day.
suppose that not much left to do other than give it a try, but we are down a few spells. Want to try now or not?
I do
I
not want to
don't
go
really
back right
want
now.
Do it now.
Let's go back in the morning.
Fine
And
by me.
I just woke up.
Well, there's other things we can do in the day. If we get trapped in there, I can get us out, but we won't be going back to the tavern.
I mean,
where would we be going?
Another plane.
Okay.
oh,
It is a new spell I've finally seemed to have gotten the hang of understanding. I haven't tried it yet, but it's plane shift.
well, shit.
A number of if we could all join hands or touching close together, it could take us to another plane. And since Roscoe's fall into the astral plane, and Ido and I following him, I grew concerned if that were to happen again. Having knowledge or understanding of where we were would be a great help to combat whatever threats may be posed there. I did quite a bit of research the past few months in the Academy's library on the planes that are known, and I have a decent understanding of at least a few places that could take us that would be safe. It wouldn't be here, but it would be, hopefully, someplace we could go to at least for it. Assuming we don't find another way back, we would be safe for a day's time.
Do you
until
know?
I'm able to cast.
Are you
Sorry, go
sure
ahead.
it's a safe plane?
Well, one of them, the one I would take us, would be Elysium. 1 second. I can't remember everything about Elysium.
Elysium.
It is outer plane. It is in an abstract sense, it is a plane known for morally upright and good. It's put so simply, it sounds foolish, but it is. It is primarily home to celestial creatures. It is, as far as I know, mostly a benevolent place. I'm sure there are dangers of its own there, but Eldath actually has a domain there as well.
Oh, she lives there, or
Does she live there? I don't think she lives there. Does
Yeah,
she?
she lives there.
I guess she lives. Okay. I believe she does. I don't know if I could see her. That seems like a tall order, but she has a place, and Falk, would I know enough to be able to plane shift us to her area?
No.
Oh,
You would
okay.
likely, since you've never been to this plane before, even though you do know of it, you could get somewhere within it. Likely, you would find yourselves on the shores of Oceanus, which is the great river that passes through the upper plains, that connects the Beastlands and Elysium. Still quite a ways off from the Blessed Fields themselves. But within the Blessed Fields would be Eldath's domain, the True Grove.
Okay.
Maybe where
I
the
wouldn't-
furries are.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be able to get us to her directly, but I could take us to the plane. I'd have to. Before I could pick specific locations, I'd have to visit it. But I could take us to there as long as we could survive for a day, which shouldn't be too much of a struggle, I imagine, in a place like that. We could take refuge there. I also am aware of the Beastlands, which is connected to Elysium by the River Oceanus. As well, there are the elemental planes of fire, water, earth, and air, though those would be much more hostile. The Beastlands are likely more hostile than the Elysium, and I've also done study of the Feywild, which is a tricky place. Is Shadowfell a thing?
Yeah, Shadowfell is also.
Shadowfell is not somewhere we want to go. And then, for the sake of safety and caution, I have done some study on the Nine Hells and the Abyss. We will be visiting the Abyss eventually.
excuse? Oh yeah, right.
But you don't know.
Wait, did they explain that?
I told everyone.
Goff explain that. Okay.
Yeah, that's why I was about I cut myself off.
I mean, it happened.
Excuse me.
I guess maybe Verna doesn't know about it, but
Verna would not know. No.
but I told everyone about it pretty much right after we came.
Oh
we
yeah,
finally
Verna,
got
we're
back.
going to hell at some point.
That's
Not really hell, but
no,
yeah.
which for the sake of which is at my fault, we must visit with our friends we made, and the hells. Well, we've dealt with enough of the devils that I figured it's best to know thy enemy. as it were. But in terms of safe places, I imagine Elysium or the Beastlands might be our best bet if I could get us there.
Furry land.
Take me
There
to the
are
furries.
furries there.
JK. Hira's not a furry.
Take me on
Yet.
down to Fursuit
Hey,
City
not all
where
of my
the
characters are furries,
frogs
okay?
have balls and the lizards have titties.
What the
The-
fuck? Get out.
The Feywild is an overlaying plain. It bears a geographical structure similar to where we are now. It would be as if sharing the same space, but different. And there are many creatures there that would try to pull us apart and trick us and take advantage of us. It also can lead to time manipulation. A lot of time passing while you're gone. And the elemental planes are chaotic. Elementals roam there as well as beings connected to them. Safety would be less assured there, and likely a rare sight. Uno.
You said that the time passes differently there. If we end up going there and resting at night, is this a situation where we're going to be returning months or so later because this man will have had the opportunity to kill others?
Well, that is only for the Feywild that I'm aware of, and I don't think without appealing to some greater power, I don't believe we have any control over this warped sense of time. It would be a complete gamble. Am I correct in that, Falk?
Correct.
Okay. I'm not saying we need to. I'm just saying if we get into a sticky situation, I can get all of us out of it. I'm not trying to suggest we use them to defeat him. I am saying that is a solution to escape if we are unable to solve a problem. I'm not trying to use it offensively. It is merely a last resort. I was letting you all know in case I have to use it, you are not scared or surprised if I do so.
I do, but so much of it was destroyed when they got him out the first time. It's slightly possible that he designed it a little bit different, but if that's the case, I mean, I won't die, it'll just hurt, but can give it a shot.
Suppose at this point it is a matter of trial and error.
Well,
At least we have a better idea of what we're going into this time.
Yeah.
agreed.
We're making plans, we're going in prepared.
I'm proud of us.
Ugh.
Well, there's only one door.
2 doors.
It's like, yeah, it's like the room.
Does the
And it splits into two, and there's 2 doors. And
The
I think
doors
both
lead to
into
the same
one hallway.
Yep.
And then probably whatever room he's in is up here. This is a
The
dig.
room.
Yeah, it's a dick.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
I'm
basically what it looks like. Yep.
No!
So,
It looks like a dick.
Looks like
so
a
we
dig.
enter
Okay.
the room, and then he tears us apart.
But that doesn't sound like a good...
We walk into a room, we
We die.
put the fireball
We
in
die.
the room, and then we run in and we die.
We can. I say we can maybe. Maybe we try the fireball thing first, and then I and one person stay on the same sides. So if it closes us in, I can just teleport us out. And then. Because what I remember him saying, DM, is that if one person leaves magically, everybody else in the room dies, right? That's kind of how it was worded.
Correct.
Okay. So if it's just the 2 of us, and I can get both of us through, the rest of the trap, probably what we already saw with the acid and the spikes, can activate and it won't hurt anyone else.
Oh, yeah.
Now, this is all fairly smart, but what if his trap changes because we've already been in it?
Well, we'll figure that out when we get there.
I don't think he would have had that much time, like, to re-rig an entire room within the span of a day.
It's only been a couple hours.
Within the span of a couple hours.
This is if we go right away.
Even if we go tomorrow, that's a tall order to redo a trap.
What
And
if he
you would
makes the
know.
room what if he places anti-magic on the wall on the room?
Well, I mean, it's only been a couple hours.
Anti-magic's a very high-level spell.
Anti-magic is
It
very...
also, it took a very long time for us to put that in our war room.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of money.
Yeah,
Sorry.
the basic
Well-
anti-magic spell is just a 10-foot radius self-spell. So to be able to cast it on a room, you would need to do what
Yeah.
you guys did. Which would take like 2 weeks.
At this point, I am afraid it is getting out of the realm of my comprehension and understanding from where my skills come. So, if you need me to draw fake limbs, if you need me to get us out of a very dangerous situation or heal someone, I will do that, but otherwise I believe most of this will be up to these plans you all have thought of.
I'm not sure how I feel about the save the paint and use the goat leg thing, because
Say the pain.
the system might be sophisticated enough that it will know. I mean, the thing that we used basically were like limbs and it worked, but even then it might have been shaky. I'd prefer to go with something that we know works.
No, that's fair. Let's what time is it?
It's like 2 p.m.
Do we want to give our spellcasters time to recover?
I
I'm
thought
not
that.
going back in there without sleeping.
To recharge their juices?
I don't want you to say it like that.
I'm not the first person who said it like that.
I mean, I'm fine. I'm mostly good to go, but we can take a nap if you want.
I've used my most powerful spells.
Oh, yeah, you did, huh?
I'll be able to teleport and whatnot, but I won't be able to use true seeing. If we need it.
I could use it.
What the fuck?
Well! Trying to take my thunder, Goff.
I figured it would be useful to bring along. I don't have to use it. I just thought I could bring it.
You just had it the
Yes.
entire time.
Well,
I suppose we could try and do it again today, but I just won't be able to fly as many people as I did the first time.
I can do it if necessary.
Okay?
Well, can you fly 6 people?
I can fly 7, but it uses my most powerful spell.
Wait,
Wait, what?
I think?
How is Wraith only able to
No.
fly 5?
fly is a 3rd level spell. You can only fly a maximum of 5 people
Oh,
with
yep.
7th level spell slot.
Yep, you're right. I can't count.
I thought maybe for a second, like, your Staff of Power could do something.
No, my Staff of Power doesn't do fly.
Okay.
I just can't count.
Well, I will defer to those to you all, wish to take a rest. Wish to go now. I am still capable of casting the true seeing spell once today. I did pick up some of the same materials Haraith uses when she went shopping. So, can use it
And
once.
I just woke up.
She just woke up.
I'm kind of keen at going it again, but, you know, if we need to take a nap, then we can do that.
If other people are willing to do the things that I'm not able to, we can do it again today.
Hey, eating breakfast. I can do that. It's nap.
What did Mito say?
Said I'm okay eating breakfast if you guys want to take a nap.
Oh,
That's not going. Everything I need would require sleep, so no, I don't really need a nap. But like I said, if other people can cover what I can't cast, it's fine.
Then let's go again. Before he has a chance to reset everything.
Very well.
Let's do it.
So you're heading back to his hideout?
I believe so.
Okay.
If everyone's
Is
chill with it.
anyone? Just to be safe. Cecil, how much HP are you missing?
Not much. Cecil is...
How did Cecil lose HP?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
Was it the fall?
I don't think it was the fall.
No. Yeah, what the fuck did you do today that would have hurt you?
I'm trying
You
to
just didn't
think.
recover HP from before?
I don't think you topped yourself off.
Maybe. I'm trying to remember what damaged me, because I think it was something.
Nope. Not that I can think of. You didn't actually fall in the acid or touch it, so...
And
No.
Ari didn't do anything, did she?
Was it a psychic damage thing? I'm gonna look at my notes.
No, I think this was from the previous day. Oh, no, it was Arya.
Oh yeah, it was Arya.
Oh.
Yeah,
Took some cold blast when she freaked out.
yeah.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
God, that was like 2 or 3 sessions ago.
Okay, I'm gonna use one of my cure wounds. I'll use a charge on my staff
Yeah, she's only missing like 10 HP, so...
to cure wounds Cecil. So I'm gonna tap my staff on the ground and heal Cecil for 10 HP.
Oh.
There you go.
Well, there we go.
Okay, so your
Still looking
plan...
a little frosty.
So is the plan for y'all to head back to Saviano's hideout?
I guess so.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, so you make your way back across town, heading past the broken down police tape that you guys had previously pulled aside and making your way into Saviano's apartment, back down into the cellar, and once more into his lair. As you approach the room from your previous time here, you see that the floor has once again retracted and the spike trap has reset itself up into the ceiling.
Does
Okay.
anything else look different?
No, it looks exactly the way saw it when you first entered it. The wall is not down, the doors on the opposite side are closed, and all of the traps have been reset.
So, did we want to handle this with the fireball being thrown in, and then me and one other person going in to see if it works, and then we can have the arms, one each.
I suppose who should go with you?
Well, you can paint the arms, Goff.
We can paint the arms before we go in there.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
They don't disappear.
You notice
after a
that the
while, do they?
portholes are not open.
Yeah, but I don't wanna. They might open. Were they open when we went in there the first time?
No, they only opened once the trap was triggered.
Right.
How long did it take me to paint them?
Like 5 minutes.
Okay, so we would want to have them ready ahead of time.
Yeah, right. Your understanding is that if you were to scramble the sensors, the trap won't even trigger. In
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah, I just in
Well,
case it does.
if you want me to prepare it, I can draw them again, but it's best if we do that before we go in. I cannot sit there and do it while hoping that. I'd rather do it now.
Verna, give me as you're looking over some of the more detailed aspects of that blueprint, some of like the notation that's on it. Why don't you give me a, I'm not going to have you roll for anything. I mean, it's fairly obvious if you are poring over it for any length of time, but there are a few notes on it that seem to indicate some sort of cutoff switch for the trap on the opposite side, past the doors. Yeah, some of the notation from when the police actually raided this hideout seemed to suggest that a couple of officers actually were killed by this trap, and then afterward they blew the place up. And then when they ran past, they saw that there was like a lever or like a switch on the other side past the two doors that they could have disabled it.
As for the person going with me, if we're, well, I suppose it doesn't matter if we turn it off from the other sides. Maybe someone who can get us out of there if things go badly. I would say Ellen to investigate, but if we get through, we can just open the door for those who didn't go.
So who are you thinking?
I don't know all the weird shit you guys can do. Just
Yeah.
someone who can.
Well,
I guess it doesn't entirely matter. If I need to, I can just get both of us out either way, forward or back.
Well, as I said, I can get any number of us out, but it is an extreme case and would result in us being separated from the rest if we are alone for at least a day's time. So it is not ideal, but it's something.
Oh, are the switches in the room or are they on the other side?
On the other side, so like once you go past one of those two doors, you enter into the other hallway, and there's switches
Oh.
on the other side.
I'm not sure if flying above the floor is what helps much. I think it's a matter
You
of
guys
being
want
present.
to see if I can just teleport there? I have an idea of where that switch is.
Sure.
Perhaps should we try manipulating these
Oh yeah, let's fireball it
sensors
first.
first and then you do it? Perhaps
I
it
would
would
be
help.
completely bypassing the rim.
I suppose we didn't do. No one saw any sort of anti-magic on these doors or anything, did you?
No.
It doesn't.
No, there was no magic in the room.
Yeah, I don't think
Okay.
it matters. I would be going through it.
If you want to try.
Well, saves me a fireball.
I'm going to try to dimension door.
Okay.
Like having studied the blueprints and getting a rough idea of where that the lever would be in the opposite hallway.
Okay. All right. Here, right. You, remembering what the blueprints showed, you bamf over to the other side of the room, onto the opposite side of those doors. You find yourself in another hallway. This time facing the hallway that leads down toward what looks to be Saviano's inner sanctum, and behind you, you see the two doors that are the exits from the previous room. And to your left, you see a lever on the wall.
Found the lever! I'm gonna flip it.
Okay, you pull it, and you hear a ka-chunk.
Where did that come from?
It came from the mechanism on the wall. Sort
Do
of clicked into place.
Do some people who maybe can get out if they need to want to try to come through?
Let's do it one at a time. That way, you know, there's not gonna be, oh, kill your friends, etc.
I feel like one at a time might be a bad idea because then that person might
I don't.
stuck.
Cecil, do you have any means of immediately removing yourself from a room?
As long as there's a crack somewhere, yes.
A crack?
I can Misty Step.
Okay.
Do
Well,
you wanna try?
I'm gonna try. I'm just gonna charge into the room.
Okay, so you walk into the room, you run in. Nothing happens so far.
Fine so far. I'm gonna open the door.
You open the door, you walk through, and you see Wraith on the other side.
Ah, the trap triggered is killing me. Ah,
What?
Don't joke about it.
it's fine.
I think it's fine. I think we overthought this.
It's
Well,
totally
Music
fine.
is making me tense.
why don't we just go in and, does anyone want to go in a particular order?
I'll go first. No, I'll go second. Off you go first.
Just get over here.
Okay, I'll walk and go the same way Cecil went.
Okay, so you go in, you go through the room, you walk through the door, you're on the other side.
I go through.
All right, let's
Okay, same thing with Mido. The rest of you get through just fine. The trap does not trigger.
let's carefully make our way forward and try to see if we can find this sanctum or whatever.
I'm sure that it's not going to matter because this guy seems to be all about not about thwarting magic users, but I'm going to cast True Seeing.
Okay. All right. So you all cautiously make your way down the hall. The hissing of steam through the pipes nearby, also giving off sort of a kind of a perspiration. You see up ahead into the room at the far end of the hallway. There is some flickering of candlelight.
Is this a dark hallway?
Yes.
Ellen,
I.
is Mel here?
No.
Oh, fuck.
Oh no.
Well,
No.
Melon.
Can I still ask Ellen a question?
probably not. But if
Okay.
you want to, I don't care.
I was just going to ask her if she could, like, take a look at the walls, see if we could see any more sensors in this hallway, but or I guess I
she
could
does
look.
not. I mean, you could look.
I feel like they won't matter because all the...
You guys rely far too much on the people who have the high
I wanna
rolls.
look too.
What on earth are you saying? That's what we need to
That's...
do. How dare you rely on the rogue to unlock
How dare you ask
locks
people to
and
use
check
their
for
strings
traps?
to make the groups as a whole stronger?
Mhm.
How dare Keyleth not check for traps?
Just give it a damn roll.
I'm also gonna look around for sensors and anything creepy. Also, I'm gonna like turn
Me
on
too.
a light. I'm gonna
What is
cast
that?
light.
I'm
Okay,
gonna
give me an investigation check.
Okay.
Wait, if we saw like
Haha.
candlelight and stuff up there, maybe we shouldn't be like making lots of light and noise. That might be a person. Just saying.
Well, candlelight. You know.
I'm looking at the walls and I rolled a 14.
Okay.
I
There are
rolled a
no.
nine.
What did you get, Sissel?
Not good. I rolled a 11.
Would you say an investigation check?
Yeah.
We're
I'm just checking
all
this-
really good.
11, 13, 14. You all kind of feel over the walls and look for any indentations or strange abnormalities. You do not see anything.
And my True Seeing isn't showing anything
No.
around. Okay.
No.
And I don't see anything like by the candlelight up ahead.
No.
All right, if we
Okay.
walk forward and something activates and we didn't see it because Ellen didn't roll, I'm gonna be really mad.
Okay.
This is
What are you-
exactly
what
what
are you
Falk
doing?
wants. He wants to take advantage of every moment that Ellen
What are
can't
you
make a roll.
doing?
Honestly, if that's what's gonna happen, I'm waiting for Mel to come back.
No, it's fine.
Don't fucking do
just,
this to me.
Okay.
just fuck me up.
Just stay close to me. Let's move forward.
I'm gonna
anything
get on the
happens-
broom just
Okay.
in case.
If anything
Alright.
happens, make sure that you are able to reach out to each other or to me.
Mm-hmm.
and I will get us out of here. Let's proceed.
Okay.
Slowly.
So you slowly make your way down the hallway, the flickering candlelight getting closer in your vision until ultimately you are at the precipice of the entrance to the inner sanctum. And as you peer inside, there is no one in here. There are some candles that have been placed throughout the room that are mostly burned down. There's various tapestries and rugs that seem to have been thrown around for warmth. You see a couple of desks strewn with various pieces of paper. That's it. You don't see anybody else here.
Based on how far down the candles have burned, can I guess how much time has passed since they were lit? Or is that not within my capability?
Make an intelligence check.
7.
You can't really tell. They're almost down to the end. The wax is almost all just a big slurp pile at the bottom of the
pile.
Okay.
But yeah, they look like they've probably been burning for a while.
Well, I don't know how long a candle normally burns.
But you can see two other things in the room. You see like a couple of desks with various pieces of paperwork. You also see like a sort of like a mechanical console that seems to have various camera footage of various places in the sanctum, including the room that had the trap in it.
Is this just the sanctum? Or is it the trap room?
Do you think he was in here?
There's a control panel.
Did we just miss him?
I
I don't.
I mean,
Again, Trucine doesn't
can
show
I
me
s-
anything in this room, right?
Can we see,
No.
like, we see the room well enough to be able to have seen Goff drawing the arms, right?
Yeah.
I still feel like if he were in here, he would have called bullshit on that.
Mm-hmm.
It could have been leading us to a false sense of security just to trick us.
That's a really convoluted way of having to trick us.
Well,
He
based on
seems
what
like
I
the
know,
one that would probably mock us and
He
try to
also
get us to
seems
actually
capable-
play along.
he also seems capable of very convoluted tricks.
Yeah, but people like that usually have an ego, you know, and they want you to know it.
Yes, I am very aware of people with egos.
Mm-hmm.
You've met my brother.
We sure did.
Can I start looking around with my +1 investigation?
Sure. Where do you want to look?
You said there were desks, right?
Yeah, there's a couple of desks with a variety of papers strewn across them.
I want to look at the control panel while she's doing
Okay.
that.
Okay. So we'll start with your Wraith. So
I have advantage, right? If I use...
Yeah,
I think I only
you'll
have
use
one
the
more
goggles.
charge on the goggles, and I'll use
Yep.
that.
Okay.
Okay, it's not great, but it's an 11.
It's 11. Okay. You start pouring through some of the papers on the desk. A lot of them seem to be schematics or drawings or ideas for various traps. A lot of them appear to be based around separating victims into two different rooms and having them connected by various mechanisms in order to force them to choose between one another. You see what look to be designs for some sort of like chemical injection system that is injected via needles. You see some sort of spring-loaded traps for various bladed weapons. Schematics for various chairs that have, straps on them to hold down victims. That's all you find. Although you weren't really this place is such a mess that you weren't really able to kind of do a thorough cataloging of everything that's on his
Okay.
desk.
I don't know if I can double dip, but I would also want to like check behind tapestries and under like stuff on the floor just to make sure there's not like a door or a trap
Like a
door or
trap
something.
door. Yeah. I'd say with that roll, you don't see anything. You pull
Okay.
up a few of the rugs and tapestries, you don't find any hidden panels.
I will say, it does feel strange that these are here. I mean,
Are there any other doors in this room?
Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Ooh, that's pretty good. That's a 21.
You pull aside some of the tapestries, and you do make out the very faint impression of what looks to be a door.
Okay. I'm gonna point that out to the rest of the party. And take a look at the console as well.
Okay. You look at the console, and there's a number of screens. One appears to be the room that you just passed through. One appears to be the hallways. There's actually a couple that look to be in the apartment proper, up above. You see one of a room that you haven't seen before. It just seems to be a small room, stone on all around. There's a few like crates that seem to be kind of smashed up. There's a chair in the middle of the room. There's a bit of splattered blood on the floor.
And is there any way of, I guess I'm not looking at it.
Does it look like there's like anything else in that particular room
No.
or anyone else?
No, but as you're looking underneath the display of this room, you do notice that there's a few buttons on the console that seem to indicate that you can disable or trigger a trap within it.
maybe we can disable it?
Yeah, let's try and disable those traps.
Okay, so you just disable the trap, you press the button for it.
Yep.
You hear a click.
Is there a way to just permanently turn this machine off?
Is there an off
Right.
button?
Get a big hammer.
Like a master switch? It doesn't seem to be.
I was just thinking, is it just plugged in? I was like, wait, that's not how it works. Can we just fucking unplug the damn thing?
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on again? Alright.
Where do you think this room is?
It seems like this might be his sanctum, but what's that creepy fucking room over there?
That's what I mean. Where do you think that room is?
Murder
It's
room?
behind this
Might
small.
be past here.
It could be what's
So it's
behind that
used-
door.
Can we tell if the blood is fresh or old based on the feed that we're getting?
You can't see anything from the feed. It's black and white.
You said there was blood on the floor.
Yeah, you can tell that there's like a splattering that looks
Oh,
like the consistency
okay.
of blood, but you can't make out how fresh it is from an aerial view of a image.
Well, that room isn't cleaned. It was used likely somewhat recently. But on who?
We can find out.
Does the chair look like one of the ones that has like straps on it and stuff?
Yeah, there's some straps on it.
Does it
Well,
look...
I suppose the way forward is through this door to more inevitable danger and traps, I'm sure.
Well, I mean, I disabled the one in that room. Does it look like there's trap disable buttons for other rooms? Because...
Yes,
I'm-
but you've seen everything.
Okay.
This is a dead end room.
Okay.
But didn't Sissel find a thing?
Yeah, it's behind the tapestry.
Yeah, but what I'm telling you is the room that you're looking at through the console is a dead end room. There's there's only one entrance to it.
Well, I'm gonna open this murder door, this murder room.
Okay. So you find a little handle that's been embedded into the brick, and you pull it out, and with a grind, the entire door slides open, and you peer inside into this darkened room that looks just like that one room that you saw on the console, with the chair in the middle.
Does the blood look fresh?
Give me a medicine check.
Oh, I actually have proficiency in those, I think.
You get proficiency in medicine checks?
Wait, hold on. Do I, or was I just thinking of something else? Hold
As
on.
a hermit,
I
Wait,
don't
is
know.
that your
Yeah,
background?
yeah,
Why
the
don't,
hermit background.
why don't you look at it?
Yeah, I have
Medicine. Yeah,
proficiency
you
in
have
medicine checks.
proficiency.
Jesus Christ! All this time you've had that.
I never get to use it, is the thing.
That's because I thought I was the only one who did, so I've always been the one doing it.
Well, no one ever asked me.
Why would we ask that?
Anyway, that's a 24, motherfuckers.
Whoa!
Damn.
It is fresh blood.
Hey, this is
It
fresh
seems-
blood.
How
It
fresh.
seems no more than a day old.
This is about the day old.
Are we in the room now, or are you just looking into it?
I think it's just Sissel in there.
Did she go in?
I went in.
I assumed you went in.
Yeah.
Do you see anything else in there, or is it just what's on this
Do I see?
scry?
Do I see anything else?
Make an investigation check.
Sure. Ugh, that's a 10.
Oof. Other than a bunch of smashed crates and what looked to be just I'm trying to think what the best way to put it is, like strain in the actual chair as if somebody was trying to struggle against the restraints. Nothing.
If I poke in down in my head down in there, or like kind of climb down, I don't see anything with true seeing.
No.
The crates that are smashed, do they look like they were smashed to hurt the person in the chair, like the person in the chair was trying to break them? Like what can I glean anything from the crates and the way that they're broken?
No.
Does the pattern of the way, like nothing about them looks like they could tell me anything? They're just broken
No,
crates.
they're just broken, as if
Are they
look
like
they've been
shattered, or
broken
are they
for
just
a
kind of
while.
like busted in?
They look like
little
they've been
bit?
broken for a while, maybe rotted.
Oh, are
Is
they
there
like over in the
anything
corner, or all over the place?
In the crates, or are they just empty crates?
No, they're empty.
Okay.
Okay, well, somebody was probably killed here, but no body.
How does the blood splatter
There's
look?
not enough blood to indicate that maybe it was someone murdered.
Oh, well, somebody
look
was
like-
hurt here.
Does it look like it's splattering away from the chair? Like someone got hit in the face or something?
Yeah. Looks
Well,
like someone was tortured here, maybe.
as someone who has been chained to a wall and beaten, I can tell you that this someone was chained to this chair and likely was hit or otherwise harmed. Some of that blood went all about. Wish I knew who they were. This blood could help me find them.
It doesn't lead
Oh,
anywhere,
yeah.
does it?
Know that
Where?
like
What?
a dead end room.
This is a dead end room, yeah. There's no other exit.
Oh,
If we could learn about someone who's missing, or who was captured by this man.
So for what we've discovered here, he was most likely here within the last day from the candles, from the blood splatter. He had somebody else with him.
Is
He
it
either left when we triggered the trap or before.
is it the blood fresh enough that I can get a sample of it?
Yeah.
I don't know if it will lead to anything, but I'm going to try and collect a little bit of this. And if we can learn a name of anyone who might have been captured or kidnapped by this man, perhaps I could scry on them, though if they are in the same place as Saviano, it may not bear any fruit either. But worth a try. If it comes up, I'll just I don't know if it's wet enough that I can put it in a vial, or if I need to wipe some up on a towel or something, but I'll gather some of
You
it.
can
somehow.
scrape some up and put it
Yeah.
into a vial.
Okay.
I'm also gonna... This is a little weird, but there's a purpose, I promise. I'm also gonna dip my thumb into the blood and, on
Okay.
the wall, I'm just gonna draw a little winky face.
That's so weird.
What, like
At least
fucking
you
Sans
didn't-
Undertale over here?
No!
At least
Listen,
we shouldn't eat the blood.
he's got an ego. And this way he knows that we got in here. Or somebody got in here. And who knows, maybe it'll piss him off.
Your mind goes to the strangest places, Sissel.
Yeah, well, I've got an ego too, so...
She's not wrong.
Hey, Sissel,
Hmm?
can I make a suggestion? Can you give it angry eyebrows?
Sure, why not?
Give it a cat mouth. No, I'm kidding.
I already do a smiley face, I'm not giving it a cat mouth.
Well, seems he's not here. Where do we go from here?
Are we sure we found everything in the control room?
Well, I mean, I'm not sure, but
Not
I
sure.
don't have. For some reason, our detective character
would be
can't
so
make rolls
nice.
anymore.
Wow.
You're just punishing us because you don't like when Ellen can do everything.
No, I don't. I just don't feel it's appropriate for players who aren't here to have an input. But if you want me to have
No.
I mean,
Ellen
that's
do a
like
roll,
not
I will
within
have
our
Ellen do a roll.
control or Mel's control.
I know.
So,
You want me to have Ellen do a roll?
yeah.
All right.
If she would do that. That's within her character. She would
Okay.
just look around her room.
Okay. I fucking hate this.
Does Ellen see anything? I'm sorry.
Ellen, with her elf eyes, sees everything.
More that-
I'm gonna
Doesn't
say
even
with
need
that
to
roll,
see.
I'm gonna give her that roll for a couple of things. She's gonna do this while she's looking over the paperwork that's on the desk, as well as the room where the blood was in.
Okay.
She finds two things. So on the desk, she finds some notes, kind of messed in with all of the schematics. They seem to be kind of insane ramblings from Saviano himself that seem to be talking about a great experiment.
Oh Jesus!
And how he's going to look for subjects for his experiment from the local orc gangs.
Oh.
You also she also finds in the room some torn scraps of clothing as well as some raven black hair.
Wait. Oh my God! Wait. Is that fucking? Oh my God. I
know
can't
who
remember
you're
her
thinking
name.
about.
Big Mama's girl. What's her
Yeah,
name?
her daughter or her niece.
Isn't
or
she have
whatever.
raven black hair?
I think so.
Who? Violet?
The girl that we saved for Big Mama.
Oh, her sister?
Is it her sister? I thought it was like her daughter or
It
nephew
was
or
her
something.
sister.
Doesn't she have raven black?
She has raven black hair. Big Mama also has raven black hair.
Oh, okay. I thought Big Mama had like orange hair for some reason.
No.
Okay. Do most orcs have raven black hair?
No.
Oh. Fuck! Oh shit! No!
Do we want to scry on one of them?
So, okay, so Ellen relays this information.
Yep.
Well, that's... Big Mama had this hair color. Feels strange calling her that. What was raven hair and what else was there?
Scraps of clothing.
Okay, did the clothing look similar to anything Big Mama wore?
There was a bit, yeah.
I think we need to go to the Jackal's casino and figure.
Fast.
Before we do anything, I want to make sure I'm scrying the right person. Yes, quickly. How far away is it?
It's on the other side of the city.
Of course, it's always on the other side of the city. Well, do we have time? Should we?
I think we should go anyway, regardless of what the time is.
All right, let's hurry. Let's get out of this wretched place.
Thank you, Patty.
Blorned.
Blurred.
Blorbid. Blommed.
That's not how that spell works.
I don't know, we can't just warp there. We can warp other places.
Big Mama would have to have a teleportation circle.
Yeah. And I doubt they would have like.
That's a lot. That's a big installation for a fucking like illegal gang to have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's also
Plus,
kind
if-
of a liability.
Yeah, that's what I
cops
mean.
raid you.
They just fucking come in like
It's just like
surprise.
surprise, motherfucker! We got your teleportation circle. Now the cops are inside the house.
Okay, what are you doing?
Going across the city, I guess, unless we want to try and fly there, but...
All right, so
We do have a carpet.
Wait, we have a... How fast
We
does
have
it go? It won't fit all of us, though.
If I'm on it, it'll be really.
Car's too big.
We can't hold up all of us, or it'll go at half speed.
Carpuncle.
Carpuncle.
What are you doing?
I think Goth being on it takes up like over half the weight limit or something. So
Okay, what are you?
I think we're just I don't know. I guess we're just going to the Golden Jackal's place.
The bronze jackals. Yeah. You
Bronze, sorry.
the golden jackals.
I couldn't remember. They're yellow in my mind.
They're bronze colored. Um.
All right.
So you rush across the city. Even going full speed, it still takes you like a good 20 minutes of running to endurance running to just make your way down into the slums,
Yeah.
into
Whistles on our room ain't nothing but a thing.
the alley where the Bronze Jackals Casino is. You approach the front door. And what do you do?
I guess so.
Slap, slap, slap! Information is king!
Whoa! Seems like somebody wants to go gambling. All right, come on.
When we get in, like once we're in there, there's a guy there, right? He's
all right, you know the deal. Weapons.
Well,
Yep, yep.
before we go in, has Big Mama been around recently, or her sister? Have they left? Have they been gone for a long time? Anyone from your group that works here? Anyone gone missing?
Now that you mention it, yeah, they've been gone a couple of days now.
Who?
Shit.
We have some boys out looking for them.
Big Mama?
Yeah. And Violet. They went out to the market a couple days back and didn't come back.
Is it only them? Has anyone else gone missing
No,
or been
just them.
captured? All right. This is going to sound insane, but you've lived in this city. I'm sure you're used to it by now. There is a deranged man who escaped the prison during the Eve of the Iris. Saviano, I heard that many here know about him. He is trying to capture orcs, half-orcs in the city, for some reason. We think that he might have them.
I'm gonna notify the boys.
Um,
He nods to his other guy who is also one of the guards and
just be vigilant. If you have any information about which part of the market they were going to, or a place that they might have been, anything, we want to find them. They might be. We don't know.
they weren't heading to that market.
I don't know what you mean. It wasn't the normal market.
It was the black
Was it the market? Is that special market we went
They
to
were
that
heading
one
to
time?
the Shadow Bazaar.
Oh, did we go there once?
Yeah, you went there once. It
Yeah.
moves around.
That bazaar. All right. Well, is there a particular? I suppose it changes. There's no particular place that they go every time they go. Is there some place that would have seen them? A person that we could
Last
ask?
I heard, a couple of nights ago, it showed up in the western portion, west of here. But
All right. Is there anything else you can think of?
no.
Okay. Well. I suppose keep a lookout. We'll do our best.
No, we're gonna get every single one of the boys out there in full force. We're gonna go looking for her.
Just be careful. He's going after orcs.
I guess I'll pull out the. Do we only have one copy of the thing?
Yeah. Yes.
I'll pull it out and. He looks like this. If you could give descriptors to your group, let them know what to look for. I doubt he'll be out in the open, but he is what you want to avoid. Or
He's drugged victims in the past, so don't expect your strength to be able to save you entirely.
Thanks for the advice. We'll handle what we can.
all right, we'll do it. We'll do what we can, and I guess I'll go back out.
Okay.
We need to try to scry on her.
Right. Let's get someplace where I can. I mean, is this place kind of tucked away? Can I just like do it out here, or is it like?
Yeah, you're in an alley. Verna, Aka reports back briefly saying that she's still um, down in Lindholm, so
Oh.
she will not be able to assist you at
Whoops.
the time being. Still trying to
Oh.
take stock of some leads onto the company.
Were there any? Where was the rest of Verna's gang? Were they still in
They're still down doing their main mission down in Shady Glen.
Okay. I didn't remember what Verna told them to do, so I wasn't sure if there'd be anyone in the city.
Yeah, the
Verna
Shadow
can
Bazaar always appears at night, and it's always in a different place.
Wait,
So,
Verna can communicate all the way to fucking Lindholm through something in her ear? Holy shit.
She's powerful.
military technology.
Hell yeah.
No, I wasn't saying it as a criticism. I was just like impressed that her crew had such like high tech. Don't call me. No, you're the one who's taking this the wrong way. Stop it.
She has crossbow.
I was impressed by the connections
Yeah,
you have.
she
I
has
was like,
crossbow.
fuck yeah, cool fucking like earpiece. I wasn't being mean at all. Dunstan.
All right.
Dunstan checks in.
What the fuck?
I guess. Is there like, can I just like chill out here and do the scrying thing?
Yeah.
Okay, just keep an eye out. I'll scry on them. Try. And I'll take the hair do my thing. I have met her, I have the hair.
So you're.
I guess
gonna
I'm part of the
scry on-
clothing, so like does that
Yeah.
count as like a belonging?
Yeah, it counts as a belonging. So you're gonna scry on Gabriella Big Mama Agostini.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So you focus your arcane, your divine energies into this channeling this divination spell, and center yourself on Big Mama's image and try to discern her face in your mind. And after 10 minutes, all of your tattoos light up, and your vision flies upward, and shifts shifts westward before, in a flash, your vision focuses in on an image of Big Mama. She looks to be strapped to a chair in a darkened room. She is gritting her face. There are beads of sweat on her brow. Just off screen, you can't quite make out what's happening, but you can hear after a certain period of time, you see her kind of move her hand, and you hear like a bam sound. In the distance,
Eh?
you can-
What
Yeah,
does
like
it
a-
sound like?
like a buzzer kind of sound.
Oh, buzzer. Okay.
Very faintly, just out of view, it sounds like it may be coming from outside of this building, wherever she may be. You hear some sounds that appear to be marching, or the sounds of drill instructors
What?
ordering military to perform drills.
It sounds like outside of the room she's in, just outside the wall.
Not just outside the wall, like outside in the streets, maybe. You
So
hear
it's
like the
fucking
distant
like right
sound of.
near. It's so we literally like went past this place earlier. Oh my god.
No,
What?
no. I mean, it doesn't sound like that. No,
Oh, it doesn't sound like
doesn't
where
sound-
Bowles was.
it doesn't sound that. It's not in the civic district. Like, your vision shifted to an area that was not the civic district. It sounded like.
Oh,
And it definitely didn't sound as loud as the drills that they were conducting outside of the
Oh,
military
okay.
HQ.
was it still in the city?
You don't know.
Oh,
Technically, I
Huh.
shouldn't be telling you like the direction and stuff because that's not how Scry works. But
so
You
it
do
doesn't
hear-
sound like the military's training thing.
It sounds like military training, but it doesn't sound like that military training. It doesn't sound like that volume.
Are there any other sounds? Any other details?
You hear the sound of wagons and carts moving through, and the clop of horses and people talking in the streets. You hear very slightly off screen, you can hear some sobbing.
Is Verna with us still, or did she?
Yeah, she's with you.
Oh, she said she was gonna catch up. Wasn't sure.
Well, that was
I think
only if you
that's-
guys were gonna take like the.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay.
But she's also
so-
BRB right now.
Okay. So. It was on Big Mama. She was hurt. Was she hurt?
She's bleeding a little bit from her forehead.
And there was a buzzer
She was struck
sound.
there. Yeah,
Where did it come from within the room?
be in front of her,
Out of my vision.
out of your vision. Like you're focused straight on her face, basically, like her upper torso. You saw her shoulders move, like as if maybe her hand was moving, and then you heard that buzzer sound.
Okay. Heard crying. And then I heard military, or I heard drills outside and marching and people. It sounded like a mixture of military and civilians.
Yeah. Hmm.
And the last Shadow Bazaar was reported to happen in the western part of the city.
Yeah.
Is it any part of the city, or is it in a specific district every time?
Any part of the city.
Okay.
But the last time that they were going to it was in the west part of the city.
Okay, I guess I pull out of that. Ugh. Well, Verna, are there any military places where they train? Places where they perform their drills and whatnot? What do you call them? Are there any in the western part of the city? Perhaps
There are
near a busy street, or where many civilians gather as well.
you know that there are a few outposts throughout the city. There is one in the western portion of the slums as well. The military established just to kind of have a place to operate out of.
Well, if we have an idea of where they are, we should go.
I saw her. She was alive, but hurt. I heard crying. Heard a buzzing sound. I don't know what's happening in there. I heard the sounds of military marching and sounds similar to around where Bowles was, but different. So I believe it's somewhere. And if that man said the Shadow Bazaar happened in the west, then that is my best guess. If you could lead us there, Verna, then that would be appropriate.
So Verna, you know it's probably about a good 10-minute jog from your location. Well, maybe more like 5 minutes. So you can make your way across the city west into the western portion of the slums, where you can discover one of the military outposts where they are currently at this time of day conducting their drills. You make your way up to it, and you see that there's a number of lower ranked soldiers who are performing drills before a drill instructor. Looks like a real brutal looking man. He just is just this tall, muscular humanoid man, bald head, wearing an eye patch. He's just routinely shouting abuse at these soldiers as they drill. As you approach, the drill instructor turns and he salutes, recognizing you as a superior officer. Very well, ma'am. Just don't get too close to the rank and file. Their stink will rub off on you.
Is it too much information to ask, like, based on... So, when I scried Big Mama, I was looking at her face.
Mm-hmm.
So, I was... like, when I'm in the scry, when I'm in that state, like, do I hear things locationally? Like, can I tell something's behind me or to the left of me or whatever? Or is it completely...
Yes.
So, could I tell which direction based on where I was facing?
They
I
sounded
guess it wouldn't
like
really matter.
it wouldn't really matter.
Because it could be from any... Okay, yeah. I was thinking maybe I could try and tell which direction the building was in from the military, but then I realized that she could be facing either way, so it really wouldn't really help me. There weren't any windows I could see like boarded up that could like give me like a outside indicator. Okay.
Nope. Okay. So, is there anything you all wish to do while you're?
I don't think I could tell how high up I was.
You wouldn't be able to tell.
They didn't sound like they were below me. They sounded like they were on the same level as me, right? Or
I mean,
can I tell any of the same
far off? You can't really determine locational direction from that. It just was a distant sound that you could hear in your ears.
It was distant, like it wasn't like right outside the wall.
It wasn't right outside of it. It sounded like maybe it was across the street or something.
It's not specific. It sounded like it wasn't this building wherever they were held. It was maybe across a street, maybe a few buildings down. Did I?
It
I
was
don't think
a
I
dark
get smells.
cellar-like room. You couldn't.
I don't get smells or anything
No,
from
you
it, do
don't.
I?
No.
It's
Just
no
get
no
an image.
materials.
No. It was a dark. It was a darkened room. You could barely make out more than just
No,
Big Mama.
I could barely. It was a cellar like I could barely see much more besides her face, and that it was dark.
I mean, maybe we can ask. They seem to be targeting orcs. They're not exactly hard to miss. Somebody that frequents this area might have seen them being moved into a building nearby.
It's worth a try. I don't know who to ask.
What about the big military man here? Have you seen any orcs moving about here lately?
you're talking to the drill instructor.
Yeah.
He turns to you. He looks down at you and he says, "No, ma'am. I mean, there's obviously half orcs moving through the city all the time, but not in any great amount. If that's what you're asking. Haven't seen any gang members about."
I know he's probably being genuine, but just in case, I'm rolling insight.
Okay.
I rolled 22. Does
Yep.
he seem genuine?
Yes.
Okay. Just gotta cover my base. I didn't really disbelieve him, but I figured it was worth doing.
Okay.
You never know with these fucking criminal people and these plots, man. They could have whoever the fuck working for them. Well, that's a good question.
Oh. He looks around. He says, "Well, there's always squatters in a lot of these buildings,
Might be what we're looking for.
but there's a few warehouses I know that are abandoned just down the street. A couple of these apartment buildings should be abandoned, but I know people are living in them."
Are all the places he pointed out like at a distance that's like
Yeah, they're like
streets width away, or
yeah.
So what? Do we
Warehouses
split
seem
up?
pretty close.
Try to find any clues, or should we all go together?
I think it might be good to stick together, but I mean, time is of the essence.
So you said the warehouses were closer and the apartments were further away?
They're all kind of close by, but the warehouses seem pretty close. They're like just across the street.
Apartment buildings? If somebody's squatting in them, we might be able to speak with them and see if they saw anything, heard anything.
Warehouses are always pretty sus, huh? I'm just saying.
Yes, they typically don't carry anything good in them.
That's true. He does do stuff with machines.
I mean, our personal history with warehouses, not very good. Machines, and also orcs.
I suppose we could ask someone that might have had eyes. If otherwise, I would be picking in the dark. I wouldn't know which one. I would just be guessing. If I had to guess. You said the warehouses were across the street?
Yeah.
If I had to guess, I would suggest it's probably in the suspicious building, but do warehouses usually have cellars?
I mean,
Or
they
just-
could.
It can.
I am pretty sure we have been in a warehouse with a cellar. Or maybe that was just a flush
Anything can have
factory.
a
I don't remember.
Anything can have a cellar if you try hard enough. I
If
mean,
you dig a
Mido
hole.
says that. It Mido says that, and she nods sagely.
You're not wrong.
Well, unless anyone else has any been yet. Well, wait a minute.
It's right there. We can just check it.
I just had an idea, but it once again was.
Hmm?
Ellen,
Oh no.
Yes.
perhaps could we make use of your little window?
Of course.
Sorry, Falk. I just figured that would be a good idea.
I know. Mel takes all.
She
the-
doesn't have to use it. One of us can use it.
I know. She hands you the window.
Okay.
It doesn't require attunement, so.
Right, I figured. Well, we could peek in. Maybe get off the street and maybe use this on one of the buildings and see if we can see anything.
Into the window.
Or we could just go right into a building and hope for the best.
I mean, we can use the window on the building.
What did you say? What does this all say?
We could always use the window on the warehouse building.
Right, that's what I wanted to do.
Let's do it.
Why don't we do that? I guess we'll make our way over to the warehouses, maybe get around to the side of them, like
Okay.
in an alley, and then pop the window on there.
All right. You
Doesn't really
pop-
matter where. I mean, we couldn't really. There's no real way to tell from the outside, like where any rooms are. So
You pop the window onto the stone surface of the warehouse, and you look within. And as the window comes into focus, you see your vision is facing the back of a chair, and there is an individual strapped down into that chair.
does it look like her?
It looks like someone with shorter hair than.
Oh fuck! It's literally okay.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Oh god.
In
This
quiet.
is just a window, right? It's
Got
you
it.
should see
What?
us.
This is just the window.
Okay.
You're using you're using the little the Walden mirror, the Walden window.
Which they don't even. Only we can see through one side. Like it doesn't show on the inside, right?
Correct.
Is that what Verna's doing? Is she doing
oh.
that?
Are you running around to the side and just kicking the door down? What are you doing?
Oh, okay. I got excited.
One shot, one kill, one swing. Well, I think we found our place. I do a quick kind of look around. Is the only entrance we've seen from the front?
Yeah.
We can't. There's no storage
Oh,
entrances.
There's a couple of other entrances as well. I mean, this is a warehouse after all. There's multiple entrances, but Uh, they all probably lead into the same hallway.
Okay. Alright, well, we know where we need to be. How do we want to handle this?
I
We want to all
mean,
move in
are there
through one
any-
door together.
Are there any other
What?
entrances?
Well, I see a few. But I don't know if it really matters which one we go through. And it's possible the doors might be trapped or locked. That's a fair point. But some of us are not so good at being unnoticed.
I'm right here. Just say my
You-
name.
You are. I'm including myself in that
Ellen,
as well as
Ellen says, I
Verna.
might have something to help with that. And she kind of ruffles her new cloak.
Oh.
She can now cast Pass Without a Trace once.
Oh, that's right, her cloak does that! Oh, that would be...
Oh man,
A
that's so
boon.
good. We finally have that spell.
I
Oh,
literally
shit.
can't use it. The only way I could have used it if I was a trickster cleric.
Yeah.
Well, we want to all move in together, or we want to come in from multiple entrances.
If we come in from multiple entrances, I won't be able to cover everyone.
That's true.
We should go
Just a
together.
thought.
It is a
Let's just go
continuous
together.
thing.
We're gonna fuck at
We need
that
to stay
anyway.
close to
eventually.
you.
Yes, I believe. Let me check the details on the spell. I think it's like a 10-foot thing.
Oh, I thought it was like a thing that she like put on you, and then it was just on you no matter how far away you were.
No, you have to be within 30 feet.
Well, very well then. We will go through one entrance, but we will be quiet. And if you wish, if you want to stay behind,
If it comes to a fight, though.
well, I'm sure you'll hear it. And one second, where is that dang spell? Okay. All right. Why don't we make our way in, and Mido, I'll give you a little boost. Whenever you're ready.
Okay.
Then.
Okay, so as you all gather up and make your plans, Ellen will use her cloak to cast Pass Without a Trace, which means if you make any stealth rolls, you gain a +10 bonus.
Oh shit.
And I will cast guidance on Mido. And I guess on myself.
Okay.
And maybe on Horath if she wants it.
Wait. I can do another thing.
Oh,
Who has the real bad?
Mido.
It's probably Mido, and Verna's fine, right? Did
She's
she
not
have
gonna be.
Oh,
She's
okay,
guarding an
right,
entrance,
right,
and she's
right.
not gonna be moving, so she'll just be at a door.
I have something too. It's something new. It's something fun.
Ooh.
Oh.
Something new.
Going to cast
Something-
enhance ability on
Ooh.
Mido. I'm going to
Oh.
give you Pat's Grace.
Everyone's giving Mido bonuses so that she
We
doesn't.
gotta
Wait,
gotta
does she
bring
have
up.
advantage already from anything else?
She has
No.
disadvantage.
She doesn't.
So-
she does. Okay.
She has
She
disadvantage right
currently,
now.
Okay,
so giving
So
her that
I'm
will
going
cancel
to
it
give
out.
her Cat's Grace, and this is concentration, so I'll concentrate on it. But she will have advantage that'll cancel out. This is on all dexterity checks.
Yeah. So essentially, when you roll the stealth, you're just going to take the regular roll and then add 10 to it, and then add whatever
The
the bonus
D4 if you.
D4 from Goth,
Yeah.
Mido.
Okay.
All right. So as you're all preparing to make your way in, or I'll need you all to roll stealth checks.
Oh
I'm gonna use-
baby.
I have to wait the 6 seconds, I guess, or whatever the timer is, because guidance is only one at a time. But I'm gonna use it on myself as well.
Okay. All right. Let me get Alan to do a roll here, even though I know I don't really need to.
It's a really good thing that you do cast Pass Without a Trace.
Oh, I
So-
rolled pretty fucking good.
That gives
Okay.
Ellen a 37.
Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, I rolled a 3,
okay.
so that's a 13.
Okay.
So with my pass without a trace, I have a 30. God, this is what it feels like, huh?
Wowee.
I rolled an 18, then I rolled a 2 on my
Here I go.
guidance.
Here you go, Mito.
Just a straight roll, Mito.
Mitoania.
How do I turn off this? Oh no, I guess I
Just,
can't.
just roll it, and we'll see what happens.
That would've
So,
been the-
So,
So Mito,
24.
21.
wait, are we using the
Cool.
higher number or the lower number?
Oh no, you're right. Sorry, I
That's the
was
first number.
thinking advantage for some reason.
So Mito has a 21. You can add to that with the guidance with another D4 if you wish. Here it has a 23. Goff has a 30. Ellen has a 37. I need Verna to also roll, unless
Is
Verna's
that
not
with
going
the
in.
10 red?
Yeah, it's with the 10. I rolled a 3.
Oh,
Golly.
Boy.
fuck.
Hopefully this is a group roll.
Okay, what
But-
was it? A D4?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so Verna's not even going in. She's gonna stay outside. Holy
Jesus
shit.
Christ.
Okay, so you got a 22 total.
I can't believe Sissel rolled worse than Mino.
Yep.
That's fine. Okay, so you all, what's the marching order here?
Maybe Ellen first,
Yeah.
or if you don't want to do that, I rolled pretty high. I can go first.
Okay.
I'll
Unless
go.
someone rolled higher than a 30.
All right, so how do you wish
I don't
to-
know if it matters.
How do you wish to approach this as you're all preparing to breach? the
Um,
warehouse?
Can Ellen check the door for traps?
Yeah, she can do that.
Okay. Because I know that it sucks to ask the NPC player to do it, but none of us really can do that like she
I
can.
know.
Investigation's one thing, but traps are like literally her only that's like her thing.
She checks the door. It is not trapped, although it's not trapped with anything dangerous. There does appear to be some sort of mechanism on it that triggers when the door opens. However,
Oh shit, is there any way we can disable that?
well, she can disarm it.
Hell yeah.
Do another one. Yep.
Oh my god!
Oh,
It's so gross.
Gross.
Plus 20.
oh, oh.
This is Verna's fault because Verna gave her the gloves.
Verna knew what she was doing.
Okay, so the all right, so she disarms whatever it was.
And then I guess we'll just try to make our way in, and then try to get it, like, because I remember what wall we were looking at, so we just try to get to the room that
Okay,
has.
So you make your way
I'm assuming
inside.
it was Violet, I think was her name.
that looked like Violet.
So I guess we'll just.
So let me draw for you essentially what this looks like.
Where's it gonna go on this board?
I know it's hold on. I always forget what I have to hold down to make it snap to. Okay, so let's assume that this is the thing.
The whole building.
The whole building. You viewed from here. The entrance is here, and there's also entrances here and here.
Why wouldn't we just go into the entrance that's right
Okay.
next to the room?
So we'll say you go in that one.
Unless we decided, was there a reason we decided to go in a far entrance?
I don't know. You tell me which one you're going through. You
I
going
assume
through
we
this
would go
one?
into the one
All right,
closest.
fine. So you make your way in that one. As you step within, you see that the hallway that you've entered into is draped in red curtains. To your right, where you saw Violet, you see a wall that has a glass viewing window as well as a door. And then further down around here, you see another glass viewing window and door, presumably where Big Mama is.
Guess which state is in a state of emergency?
That's it for now. You can just barely through the viewing window make out a figure. Those of you with dark vision can see it is Violet. She is strapped to a chair. There appears to be some sort of device, canisters next to her, that is anchored down to the floor, and there is some kind of tubing with needles that is injected into her arm.
Did we learn what those things were he was trying to inject people with? What they did to people? Did we
Like some
figure
sort
that
of
out?
chemical concoction. That's all you could really
We
figure
didn't
out.
learn like the effects of it.
No. You can assume it's nothing good.
Well, yeah.
And in front of her, you see that there's some sort of panel. There on the panel, there's two big round buttons, and one is a red button and one is a white button. And up above, blinking away on the wall, you see a 5-minute countdown timer. And it seems to be reaching the end. And after a moment, you see Violet hit the white button, and you hear a chorus. There's a buzz, and you hear a corresponding buzz from the other room. And then the countdown timer resets.
Okay.
So it goes back up to like
Is it
5 or something?
5 minutes, yeah.
Does it look like there's a room between them?
No.
Are they in the same room as together, or are they in separate
They're
rooms?
in separate rooms, and you actually are looking, as you're kind of angling it, you can see there's another viewing window that is separating the two rooms so they can actually look at one another.
Oh god, this is
Alright.
fucked up.
Can you explain what that was to me? My roommate came in for a minute. Sorry. Just like a quick rundown
What
of the
was the
room.
last thing you heard?
You were just like there was like a window to the room.
Okay, so Violet is strapped down to this chair. There's some sort of canister or tank apparatus with a tube and butterfly needle that is injected into her arm. And then there's a little panel in front of her with two big round buttons on it. One is a white button and one is a red button. And there's a countdown timer on the wall. And then as the countdown timer is getting near to 0, you saw Violet hit the white button, and there's a buzzing sound, and then there's another corresponding buzz from the opposite room where Big Mama probably is. And then the countdown timer reset to 5 minutes.
Okay, so in terms of the room layout, we entered at the X on the right. So there's a wall. Oh, that's a bad drawing of a line right there.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And it's like divided like this.
Yes.
So we got Violet
Violet.
and Mama.
Yep.
Okay, and then to our left, what do we see?
It's just a hallway that leads down. So
So-
it basically goes, let me do some drawing. So basically it's just like that. These all look like kind of artificial walls, by the way. They look like they've
Oh, like
erected.
temporary walls, like in a
Yeah.
office cubicle or something?
Yeah, kind of like that, like wooden or metal kind of makeshift.
Okay, and there's no way to see into these other rooms.
No.
Okay.
I
What kind of state does Violet look like she's in?
She is sobbing.
Ooh.
I fear that directly trying to remove them from this could result in something worse, but I don't see a panel or a way to stop it.
Do we still have the window?
The Walden window?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes. I suppose we should check in this room here, see if there's anything that could help us. I'll pull it out and take a look in the room to our left. So this room in the southeast, or whatever, or this
Ping it.
This one.
Ping it on the map, please.
that one. I drew an arrow because I.
Okay. You gaze through it, and all you see are stacks upon stacks of crates.
If we kind of slide, can the window be slid off of a wall and still have its
Yes.
usage? So like, I guess for the
It's like
this,
it's
this-
good for a period of time.
How much time can we
I
like?
think
Is
it's
it like?
5 minutes.
Oh, then I could probably just use the first charge we use and then.
Yeah,
So if I kind of
more
tap
crates.
over to the so they both have a bunch of crates
Yeah,
in them.
just a bunch of crates.
I don't think he's in here, unless there's some kind of basement. Or does this building have a second floor?
There's some rafters up above with various catwalks, but doesn't appear to be any rooms.
Do I see anything up on the catwalks? Anything weird?
Give me an investigation check.
13.
There appear to be various bits of wiring that are connecting spotlights, and like maybe kind of like a mechanical speaker system. That's about it. Ellen is looking over what she disabled, and it appears that whatever she had disabled would have triggered some sort of something with those speakers. So maybe some sort of message, but now you can't hear it because she disabled it.
Well, shit. That might actually not be good.
But if we want to hear what the message said, we can open another door.
I mean, does it look like there's any sort of wiring coming out of the rooms that Big Mama and Violet are in?
The rooms themselves. Give me an investigation check.
Okay. Oh, god damn it. Oh, that's a 9.
There's an absolute rat's nest of wiring up above these rooms, but it's really hard to really make out anything. And you get this impression that if you tampered with any of it without knowing truly what you're doing, it might be a bad idea.
Does it look like, based on what we can see of the stuff that's attached to Violet, that like just pulling her out of all that would cause more harm than good?
You don't know. You don't know what the whole setup is. You don't know what the intention was here.
Can I... what does the rest of the warehouse look like?
It's just this hallway, this makeshift hallway that's been created, and they are lined with red curtains.
Okay, do I...
Is there anything behind the curtains?
Yeah.
Just walls, wooden walls.
Um,
It seems to be more for theater than anything else.
Yeah.
It's no functional purpose.
just in case, I'm gonna wave my wand of magic
Detection. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And see if I see anything.
You don't get anything. Nothing within 30 feet of you that's
Okay.
magical. Except for your companions' magical items.
Us.
That's us.
We don't know what we're dealing with.
The countdown timer is reaching 0 again, and just before it reaches 0, you see Violet hit the white button again, and there's a buzz sound and another buzz from the other room, and then it resets back
Can
to
we
5
see into
minutes.
the other room?
Yeah, there's another room. There's another viewing window on this side as well.
Yeah, what's in there?
It's Big Mama. It's strapped to a similar apparatus.
How does she look?
She's got a bit of a bruise on her cheek. It seems like she was hit at some point. And she's sweating profusely from her brow.
Well, if we...
We have no
Who's there?
fucking information. What?
You see her
Did
shouting.
we do something?
I mean, you walked into the line of sight of the viewing window.
Oh,
thought we
did
were-
Violet not see us?
She's crying. She had her eyes
I thought
closed.
we were, like, stealthing and stuff.
Well, I walked up. I'm just gonna, like, tap the window and put my hand over my lips. Like, don't let them know we're here.
Where are you dwarf son of a bitch?
Dwarf.
Dwarf. Saviano's not a dwarf. Oh, maybe it's disguise.
Hmm.
I guess I walk up. I don't know.
Oh, I bet it's a two-way mirror.
Wait, but if it was a,
Oh, wait.
what?
Huh? What?
Two-way mirror.
Not a two-way. I don't know. My brain.
It's a window.
Worse.
There's no mirror here.
Oh,
Well, if
okay.
she can't see if she can't see Sissel, she saw someone, but she can't see that Sissel.
Her head is restrained, so she
Oh.
can't turn it.
Should
I
be
think-
about
We just need to find the control room. Messing with these machines is going to be bad news.
Yeah.
One second. When are you sending for Big Mama?
Okay.
It's the Blue Hearts. We're here to get you out. How do we make sure that we don't kill you getting you out?
I don't fucking know.
All right. She doesn't know.
I'm going.
Berna, you don't see anything outside. There's no movement.
I'm gonna go over to the window with Violet, and I'm going to cast message.
Okay.
And I'm just going to tell Violet, it's the Blue Hearts. We're here to get you out. Please tell me what the buttons do.
How long can the message be in the reply? Is it like anything?
I think I'm gonna take a look again. I think it's.
I think message is shorter range but has longer responses.
Yeah,
Oh
it's a
yeah,
short-
there's
yeah,
not
it's a
even any
short
limit.
range.
It's just you can just talk however much you want.
Yeah, but it's a shorter range. It's 120 feet.
She is absolutely in like a wreck right now. She's saying, the woman who trapped me here, she said, if I press the red button, my sister will die. But I'll be free if I press the white button. But if we both press the white button, the counter resets. If we both press the red, we both die.
Ah. Okay, well, keep pressing the white button. We're going to figure this out, okay?
She keeps telling me, Gabriella keeps telling me to press the red button
Gabriella.
to save myself. Big Mama.
Oh.
She has a name? That was out of character. That wasn't in character.
Ask her if she knows what the stuff in the fluid does. Is that something that we can do? Can we ask her that?
Yeah, you can ask
yeah.
for whatever you want.
I'll send another message. What's in your
Is that
arm?
using spell points? Is that
No, it's a cantrip.
Okay.
So yeah, I'm gonna cast another message. What exactly is in your arm? Is it...
I don't know.
Okay.
The woman who strapped me in here said that it would kill me.
I get the feeling that this isn't going to be as terribly useful, but what does she look like?
She's a human woman. Gray hair. I'm sorry, I don't remember much else. She used some sort of gas.
That's alright. Just hold on, alright?
Okay, please, just get us out of here.
Looking at the device around the chair, is it connected to anything? Like there's like fluid vials or something, right? There's like
Right, it's like big metal canisters that have been
they're
welded
metal.
into the ground. Yeah.
Damn it. Somebody can just fucking break them.
They've sort of been embedded into the ground to prevent them from being moved.
Is there only one tube connected to their arms?
There's a series of tubes, just like the internet.
What is it? Is it actually multiple tubes?
Multiple tubes that are feeding into the same butterfly needle. It's like, it seems like it might be like a mixture of chemicals that mixes to create a lethal dose of something.
Yeah.
What if we simultaneously cut at the very base of that needle with a blade?
We would have to be able to get inside, then that might trigger something.
Or maybe we can just find the control room and turn the damn thing off like we did all the others.
Yeah.
Ellen looks over it. I wouldn't. I'm seeing some sensors in the room. It probably is something similar to the other trap.
Well, how do we...
I'm gonna get on my broom and...
Well, yeah, can I do a medicine check on something? Like, to
Sure.
see if...
What are you trying to...
I don't know. Patrick said it, which is a good idea. I just don't know what specific thing.
Whoops. Yeah.
I guess to see if it's like, if it's affecting them in a specific way.
What affecting them?
The needle, like, are there like veins getting all crazy? Are they looking sicker? Or are they?
My guess is it's more of a threat.
The needle is in there, but there's no fluid
Flow. Okay.
going through.
Like it's ready. It's ready to give a lethal injection. It's not actually injecting anything yet. But yeah, I'm gonna.
I can't see the chemicals, so
Yeah, they're in
They're not
opaque
yeah, exactly.
metal canisters.
Doctor's stopping
Yeah.
voice.
So, like, are these doors?
Yeah, we came in the one on the right.
And do they all just lead outside?
Yeah.
Can we drop the hole on the floor and see if there's a basement?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, sure. I'll do
I'll
that.
take the hole and
Or you go do that, yeah.
activate. Does it have a limited number of uses, or we just?
I think we've only
I
used
think
it
it's
one
like 3 per
time.
day, but it's like a
Okay.
5-minute use per.
Yeah.
I think we've used it once. So
You pop the hole on the floor and you just see dirt.
I'm gonna check and see if there's is there like anything in these crates?
They're behind a wall.
Oh fuck. Is there a way I can get to the other side of the wall?
You could try. If you hover up on your broom, you see that the wall there's no roof on these little
Oh yeah.
rooms that have been
These
created.
janky ass walls.
It's just for show.
Yeah, okay.
You scooch on over the wall and you look at um, the rooms that Big Mom and Violet are in are actually completely enclosed.
Okay.
But these are not. So you kind of scooch over the wall and you see all these crates are stacked one on top of another. You start poking through them, and most of them seem like various pieces of circuitry and gears and wires and machinery.
Okay. I'm gonna keep looking for
So-
like any sort of control panel, like anything remote, or like where actually the wires
mess
that
of wires. Yeah.
the wires that go like into the rooms that Mama and Violet are in, where do they lead on the other side? Like I want to follow those.
What do you mean? On the other
They have
side
those
of
doors. What are they connected to?
Yeah, like they're connected to the
The whole-
room, but
all
what's
the
the other
wires
side
are-
of the wire connected to? Where are they coming
What are all the
from?
wires up there? Up in the
they're connected. Yeah, give me an investigation check as you try to like
Okay.
untangle all of this mess of wiring.
Ooh, that's much better. That's an 18.
18. Okay. They lead in a lot of different directions, and as you're trying to visually untangle them, and you look at what directions they go to, you see that they lead up to a number of different, for lack of a better term, circuit breakers. There's multiple. There's probably about 5 in total that they're all leading to, and they seem. You're not sure if this is either redundancy or if like some of these are dummies. It's possible that maybe if you find the right one, you can disable the whole system, but it's also possible if you find the wrong one, it might trigger the trap.
Well, there's some sort of circuit breakers up here, but there's several of them, and I don't know if some of them are real and some of them aren't, or it's a problem.
Who among us would be most able to tell?
Ugh, we should have brought Walden with us.
Well, so all of the wires from the circuit breakers are leading into their rooms. All of them. They're not
Yeah.
any. Okay, so trying to find the right ones, like that are specific. Okay, and there's not like distinctly specific ones that there's
No.
just a ton of them.
Yeah.
How many is a ton?
I mean, there's 5 circuit
There's
breakers
5
in total, and there's a myriad of wires that are all working through them. Some of these wires might be dummies. You don't know.
Alan, why don't you?
Yes.
Do you have any
I'm gonna-
idea how to use this sort of stuff?
I'm going to need your eyes. I'm gonna pull out the carpet and try and float up to the circuit breakers are all up in the rafters, right?
Yeah.
They're all up.
Uh-huh.
Okay. I'm gonna float up there and bring Alan with me.
Okay.
Or I guess anyone else who wants to come and take a close look at one of them. I don't know if it. I mean, like I guess there's is there a pattern they're in, like in the rafters? Like we could start in a certain one, or
You could start at any one of them. There's really no pattern to it. They're just sort of all over.
I
the
mean, like, is there a
warehouse.
layout? Like, if I was to pick one, like, how would I decide? How do you know which one I'm picking? I guess is the question.
We'll say that they're arrayed in a clockwise manner along the north end of the warehouse. So there's like you can start basically here-ish, and then they go basically to here. So there's like 5 total that sort of stretch along the top.
Okay, I
Clockwise.
guess I'll look at the leftmost one
Okay.
and have Ellen help me look at it. I guess if I can do that,
All right.
and just see what I notice about it, like what pops out, what the details of it are.
You want her to do the roll, or do you want to do the roll?
I guess can she give me?
It's just going to be a straight intelligence check.
Oh,
She is a +4.
Can I have come up? This I know this is
yeah.
retconning,
I said
but
anyone.
can
No,
yeah,
I said
I
anyone
would
that
like
wants
to
to
go
go.
up. I would like to. I have released the concentration on a Mido, and I'm going to cast Enhance Ability for Intelligence on Ellen, I guess, if she's
Okay.
gonna be.
Well, she has a +4, so it's up to you
Yeah.
guys what you want to.
I mean, if we're kind of putting all of the eggs into the basket of her trying to discern what's going on here, just to give her the best shot.
Okay. All right. So we'll have her do the roll with advantage.
Woo!
Wow.
That's a natural 20.
She looks at this one and she says, "This appears to be false. If you look here, it's not actually connected to any external power source. It's just holding its own charge. Look for the one that's connected to an external power source. That'll be our key."
Ooh, I'm gonna start
Is
looking.
what she points out like obvious once we
Yes,
notice
it's
it?
obvious once you see it.
Okay,
Alright.
so I'll go look at
Well
the one
done.
that's directly next to it.
That
for
one
power source.
is connected to an external power source.
I'm gonna look at the
before-
other ones.
Before,
as well.
yeah, before we pull anything, make sure that there aren't any.
Yeah, I'll just
This
stay
one is
kneeling by the other
false.
one.
This one is false. This one is connected to an external power source.
Alright.
So it was the 2 corners.
Mm-hmm.
Perhaps they
yeah.
each are connected to both the chairs. So
You want to shut them down simultaneously.
I think so.
Do you think? I'm talking into the earring just in case people are too far away. Do you think that the power source is the only thing that we could be looking for? Is there any other chance that this could be tricked or trapped?
I mean, there's sensors, but if the machines can't work, then the trap can't
I
be
don't
triggered.
know. There's only so many layers that I can deal with. It's already a lot.
I didn't find anything in the crates aside from just random gears and machinery. I think this might be our best bet.
Is this just like a thing where there's like a switch to turn it off? Or is
Yeah,
there
it's just a
anything-
switch. It's like a circuit breaker. You just pull the switch.
Okay, do you want to count it down?
Mm-hmm. Hand on
Alright.
the switch.
On go. 3, 2, 1,
Pull.
go. And I'll pull it down.
Both pull the lever at the same time. There's a audible sound of powering down as all the lights in the building go off.
If we
Does
look
it-
down, is all the lights to the machinery that they're hooked
Yeah.
up to off?
Mm-hmm.
Does the countdown stopped?
The countdown is stopped.
Shit.
I'm gonna fly down and turn on a light, cast light, and see
Yeah.
like how do they look?
They're alive.
All right.
Uh,
I'm gonna. What are the doors to get into the rooms like? Are they like hard to open?
no, they're unlocked.
Okay. I guess I'll float down with Haraith and Ellen and try to. Are we ready to try and open this? Make sure that hopefully this.
Hold
What
on.
was it?
Let me check.
Okay.
She checks the Big Mama's room for traps. Fuck's sake. It is trapped,
Ooh.
and she disarms it. No problem.
Okay. Ellen, you rely too heavily on you. We wouldn't be able to get anywhere without you.
Oh, I know.
It cannot be good for your ego. All right, I'm gonna. Alan, could you please get to the other door?
Yeah, she goes over, and I'm gonna say because her base to disarm traps is a 30 DC, I'm just gonna say she disarms it.
And then I'm gonna go in and see if and do Big Mama.
Okay. You see that she's strapped down to this chair. There's heavy leather straps that are binding both of her ankles and her wrists, and there's another strap that's across her head that is holding it in place. Um, she's got this butterfly needle that is embedded into her left arm.
Ooh, butterfly.
And it looks like the needle can be pulled out.
Yeah.
There's nothing else powered, and there's no sensors, nothing happening. It's completely
Nothing.
silent.
Everything's completely silent.
All right. I'm gonna pull this out, and let's hope that there aren't any more tricks up this man's sleeve.
Okay.
I'm gonna grab it firmly and pull the needle out, assuming
Okay.
that there's no like resistance.
Big Mama winces a little bit as you pull the needle out, but you manage to pull it out just fine. Nothing happens.
Can I? Is it possible to unfasten the straps, or are they like?
Yeah, they're
locked, or...
They're like a belt buckle almost. You just
Okay,
have
I just start pulling the straps off.
Okay. As soon as she gets free, she leaps up from the chair and kind of looks at you with kind of like a nod of acknowledgement, like almost like gratitude, and then she rushes out of the room to go see where Violet is. Violet,
I'll go help
um,
her with freeing Violet.
yeah, Violet, as you know, only has one arm, so she's strapped down only with one arm. Because she had her other arm fed to the factory.
Thanks for the reminder.
Unfortunate reminder of that
Friendly
whole fuck-
reminder.
Friendly reminder, Uwu. My flesh factory ate her arm.
She is sobbing uncontrollably as you manage to finally unbuckle all the straps, and she collapses into Big Mama's arms, and they embrace, and there's just a moment of quiet.
I'm glad you're safe, but why don't we get out of this wretched building while we have a chance?
Damn right, let's get out of here.
Sonny, oh my god.
I hear that.
I
Booth.
hear the
Yeah.
Bork.
So once we can hustle them outside,
Make your way out into the
I'll
alleyway around
I'll
the
say
warehouse.
into the we got them, Verna. Come around. And so she can come around to the. I guess we'll probably go out the door we came in.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. I'm gonna do a medicine check on both of them.
Okay.
To see if. At the same time, I'll say, how do you feel? Does anything feel off? Do you feel sick or hurt? Anything
No,
wrong?
it's just well, Big Mama kind of is touching her cheek a little bit. Bastard knocked a tooth out, but other than that,
I rolled a 28.
a medicine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. She's Violet's okay physically. Big Mama took a hit to her face. She looks like she probably pissed off Savion at some point. He gave her a backhand, and he broke a tooth or something.
Well, you probably made him angry, and for that I commend you. You seem to be fine. Otherwise, yes, Verna, it's just these two that we found. The rest of the building was full of boxes full of mess of metal and bits. Some kind of, I don't know, one of his traps, trying to convince them to kill each other. Some kind of fluid stuck in the needle in their arm.
I don't think he was trying to get us to kill each other. I think he was trying to make one of us sacrifice ourselves for the other.
Well,
I was trying to
in a
make
manner of speaking.
I was trying to get her to just press the damn red button. Violet.
Well, it's best she didn't, because otherwise we would have found a very different situation here.
Yeah, well,
We told
And
you,
you've
man.
never been able to beat me in cards.
mm, well, maybe maybe not, but I would have had a chance to play against the God of Death, and that would have been much more interesting.
Mm,
It's not all it's cracked up to be.
we informed the jackals at your casino about abductions.
You know, I love those boys, but they couldn't find their ass from a hole in the ground. So
I am not here to make judgment of that. I just letting you know they're aware that there is a threat against them. This I don't know if he
I don't
told
think
you.
it's just a threat against us.
There was some paper Ellen found about looking for orcs, half orcs, for some kind of insane plan.
I don't. It's not what overheard him talking about. He was setting this whole thing up.
What'd you overhear?
He was talking about a magnum opus. That's the way he put it.
Oh, he did
He said
find
he-
notes.
Said he'd recently discovered the perfect test subjects. Is the way he put it. And it's great heroes of the city.
Well, Eldath above is it's us, isn't it?
Ah.
Said he would choose someone close to you.
Maybe we should check on everybody.
Let's go back to the Snapdragon.
The children.
Yeah.
I don't know if I. When you were taken, how did they get you?
Violet and I got separated in the market. We were just looking at our own things. We decided to separate and meet back, and I sensed that someone had pickpocketed me, and I chased the damn dwarf down an alley, and he somehow ambushed me with some sort of gas or I don't know, like a knockout drug.
Well, if it
It's
was,
different from the one that abducted your sister. You said it was a human woman, so either he has a lot of accomplices or he's changing his shape.
that's what I thought as well.
Well, if we assume that he's got magic, that's not out of the realm of possibility. But right now, I think we should get these two back somewhere safe and go check on everyone in the Snapdragon. Now that we know that he's going after people we care about.
Also, he doesn't necessarily have to, check something. Doesn't necessarily have to be, magic, and I kind of, like, tap the bracelet that I wear. Walden made this for me. I can use it to look different without
That's true.
casting a spell, so...
I'm saying magic because there was prestidigitation magic on
Oh,
his
that's
hideout.
true.
Well, I don't feel entirely comfortable leaving you by yourselves after all of this. Would you like us to walk you back?
Yeah, actually, that would be good.
Maybe
I
some
know
of
we
us
have-
should go back to the Snapdragon as well to make sure everybody is there.
I'm fast, I can head back.
We should stay in
I
groups.
feel like Ellen would probably want to go back.
I can go
Yes.
Oh,
Why-
hi!
Sorry, I just heard go back and I heard I'm fast, so I'm like, I can go back.
Ellen, why don't you jump on this broom with Sissel?
Mhm.
If anyone else wants to go, you can use the carpet. Otherwise, well, we should get to the. We should get.
I can
Big
go with
Mama.
you and Big Mama.
Okay. Idovana, what do you want to do? Do you want to go with us, or do you want to go back?
I'm sorry. You asked me a question.
I was just asking if you wanted to help escort Big Mama and Violet back to their place, or did you want to take the fast track back to the Snapdragon to see if everyone's okay?
I heard exactly what you said, but I was just staring into space. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, and then no, I'm out. Like, yeah. He just asked me something. I just sat there for a second. I'm like, wait.
Okay.
No, yes, I'll escort them.
Okay, so 4 of you are going to escort the Agostini sisters, and Ellen and Sissel will head back quickly to the Snapdragon on the broom.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So we'll follow Ellen and Sissel. You hop on the broom and jet off into the afternoon sky and head straight for your stronghold. Touching down in the middle of a courtyard. So you are home now.
Okay. First things first, I'm gonna go check on Moira.
She is not there.
Great.
Okay. Not in her hut, not in the garden.
Nope.
Okay. Shit. Fuck. I'm going to ask whoever's on tap at the moment. Hey,
Okay.
have you seen Moira anywhere?
Agatha's there. Oh, this is Agatha. She's at the bar. She
Okay.
said, her and the young girl went out to the market.
Shit.
Oh God.
How long ago?
About an hour.
And they haven't come back.
No. I assume they'd be gone a while.
Okay. Is Hulk still in the kitchen? Just out of curiosity.
Hulk, headed out to buy some sausages for tonight's dinner.
Okay.
Oh no.
Well, thanks for letting me know. Okay, Ellen, they're at the market, and I have no idea. There's so many people there. Do you want to...
Do you want to scry?
I can't.
I'm not there. Oh, right.
I can't. I already used it for today. I mean, we can either head over to the Bronze Jackal hideout and let everybody know, or we can head to the market and see.
Maybe there are some kids you might be worried about.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, Ellen, we're currently worrying that he's gonna kidnap all of our friends and family and use them against us.
Oh.
Oh, yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
if that.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, I forgot that
Podcast.
that Mel didn't have context.
Okay, so...
Sorry, I forgot that you came in after we mentioned that part. My bad for
It's
forgetting,
okay.
not realizing that.
Yeah, I didn't really. I forgot too.
I didn't
was
think
like,
about that. Sorry.
What's happened? I was like, okay, we're running. Yeah, sure. Okay, I'm gonna check in the apartment.
Okay.
And
You head up to the apartment. Luma is lounging in the kitchen reading a book, and Alarin and Alicia are just playing in the room together.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry,
okay.
I didn't mean to metagame, but I was like, I feel like Ellen would
No.
probably want to make sure her
Yeah.
kids aren't.
Right, yeah.
This has happened once before. She can't deal with this shit again.
Yeah, she just got them back.
Yeah. Oh God.
But,
Oh God.
She's gonna just mention. Okay,
What?
so just to make sure I understand completely. So we communicated with him somehow, and he threatened.
No.
Question mark.
No, we basically
Okay.
we haven't found him yet, but we did find evidence that like he was going after orcs, and we found essentially like some raven black hairs, and like it pointed to Big Mama Agostini
And her sister.
and her sister, and Goff scried on them, and we basically found them in a warehouse, and they were in this fucking zero escape torture room, and we managed to get them out, but Big Mama mentioned that like he's working on some magnum opus. He discovered new test subjects and mentioned the heroes of the city, and he wanted to choose someone close to us.
Okay.
So you
I'm
guys
just
are
going to
checking to see who is potentially at threat. We know he mentioned orcs, so Hulk could be in danger. Moira's currently gone with Arya, and then your kids were also in question. I think out of that, everyone else is just like people we've hired and employees. So, those are looking like the two most likely people. Yeah.
Okay, so Ellen is just going to just talk with her kids and just say, hi. Okay. So right now, there's someone who appears to be targeting the Blue Hearts, and specifically people close to the Blue Hearts. So, the three of you be extra careful. Luma, if you can help it, try not to leave the stronghold.
You don't have to tell me twice. She
Yeah.
just hear crunch on a potato chip.
I got these chaps.
I
Ain't no
got-
problem.
All right. Protect each other.
Mhm.
And
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna see if I can make sure everyone else is all right.
You check through the compound. Everyone else seems to be around. Cecil is down in the room. All of your other various hires are present. They haven't left the stronghold for any reason.
Okay. And Hole used to be a bronze jackal. No big deal.
Okay.
Okay.
So. Okay. So
So we can
We-
either
we
head to the
can
market
plan.
and go on the wild goose chase. That place is fucking huge. Or we
Keep
can
in
head
mind that we're
back to
separate and we don't know what you're doing.
Yeah.
So
I think we should probably go back and tell everybody else.
yeah, let's
Let's
do
fucking
that.
go!
Okay, so
Do you want me to drive the broom? I can drive fast.
Can
I
you?
don't think it works that
It's,
Oh,
way.
it
no,
doesn't?
it's
Right.
it's just regardless of your walking speed, it's a 50.
Right,
It's
because
50
It's not my
per second.
movement speed. I
Or
can't
Yeah.
not per
dash.
second.
Yeah, you can't use your cunning action.
that'd be so
to
fucked
go
up if she's
faster.
just like, I can just
How come you can
just
drive this broom faster than I can? What the fuck?
move Sissel's broom.
Okay,
You've been using it.
so you blast off and make your way toward the Bronze Jackal Casino. The rest of you, having made your way carefully and cautiously through the streets, met up with a few of the Bronze Jackals who were patrolling and scouting out. And all of you escort Big Mama and Violet back to the casino. And then a short time later, as you are saying your goodbyes to them and heading back out into the alleyway, you see Alan and Sissel come in on the broom, and they land.
Hey, so Hulk's gone, Moira's gone, Arya's gone. Could be fine, could be not. They all went to the market for different reasons.
Oh boy, it was so easy to find them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't have enough spells in me for this.
Oh, I don't really want to leave them alone.
No, I know we're not going to. I just need to be careful.
Well, I've got spells aplenty. That's not, it's mostly for lighting things on fire, but...
Well, we're going to need that when we find this bastard.
Oh, yes.
Alright, let's make our way there. Do not get separated. Do not find yourself alone.
Okay.
Always have someone by your side.
So as you all head on toward the markets in order to search for your companions, that is where we will end tonight's session.
So stressed out. Damn you, Falcon, you're cackling.
Do you honestly think we could ever fucking solve these puzzles you could have if Alan wasn't there? Like,
I'm making the solutions up as I go, man. I will be honest with you. I don't actually plan for them to have solutions.
Yeah.
I mean, no, it's just like we kept like Sissel just kept trying her damn best, and sometimes it worked.
I
but a
was
lot of
rolling
times
pretty badly, to be fair.
You
I
gotta come
like
real-
how I look in there and like Ellen's rolls are still.
Gross. Yeah.
Yeah.
Also-
Ellen's rolls are absolutely disgusting.
Also, you used Pass Without the Trace for the first time.
Yeah.
I need to ask a question. Who the fuck made the Namazu Frenchman?
I did. Well, it was
Oh
originally
my
a
God.
Namazu. Someone originally drew a Namazu there, and then I just
That was me. Yeah.
and then I took his whiskers and I made him into a little French mustache, and then I added all the other shit.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm glad to see that like the Ellen curse lives on in Roll20.
Ellen is a force of nature, and she can't be
She
stopped.
really is.
Tune in next time for more hell.
Mm,
I love Zero escape.
I'm pretty sure there was a torture machine in Zero Time Dilemma with the thing with
Yeah.
the injections.
Like, there was also, I mean, like that was operating off of like, was it the?
I mean, that literally
Prisoner's
was how
Dilemma?
all of that was
Ba-
also yeah, that was
basically-
literally how all of Virtue's
Virtue's
last reward functioned,
yeah.
because they had like they had a poison in their bracelet.
That trap was basically the trust forsake thing from Adventure Zone.
Yeah, it's the Prisoner's Dilemma.
Is the prisoner's dilemma, yeah.
Yeah,
that was
Doc,
in-
you might like Zero Time.
I feel like
Zero Escape.
I feel like you would enjoy Zero Escape. Like 999, just in general, is really fucking good.
Yeah, it's a good game.
999. 999.
999 football, John.
I'm proud. Hey you. Hey
Hey
you.
you. Hey you.
Mhm.
Chinese earthquake. Brr, 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 brr.
I'm honestly like amazed that I remembered that Big Mama had raven black hair.
I was so happy
I-
when someone realized that.
I was going to remember it if you didn't, because I was
I just-
uh...
It was like this tiny little like fucking atom in my brain just suddenly exploded with the memory. Like, wait a minute,
Our
I remember
entire
this
Discord-
descriptor.
Our entire group shares one brain cell, and Goff got it today.
Everyone passed Goff the brain cell.
Yep.
It was Goff's turn on the brain cell.
What is
Alan's
this thing that you've posted, Mel? I
You
hate
know.
this! I hate this!
What?
No! It gets worse!
It's really bad. It's really bad. You turn the sound on. It's really bad.
Oh no, I'm gonna stop recording.
Oh.